Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Irish Dota League Season 6. It's a Division 2 elimination game between BDC and the Creep Enjoyers. We had some faffing about, I'm sorry for the stream delay, but we're into the game, straight into the draft here, and I am not Moth, but Moth maybe will appear at some point. I'm Anti, and I'm joined by Asgraf, who's going to walk us through these first few picks of the draft.
Hey everyone. Pretty exciting game, rematch of the Division 2 finals from IDL season 5. So last IDL, this was the finals matchup, and Creep and Joyers did win in 3-2 in a best of 5. Now this season, both teams have struggled a little bit more. We've seen, I think Creep and Joyers unfortunately lost every game in the group stage, and then BDC did beat them 2-0 in their last matchup in regular season. So now is kind of Creep and Joyers' time. If they are going to make a run, they have to do it from here because it is an elimination game. We can talk a little about some of these picks. We're a little bit into the draft, but the first thing you might notice on Creep and Joyers' side is this Witch Doctor first pick, which is basically Flipper's favorite hero to play. Sam on Creep and Joyers, for anyone who knows him. Witch Doctor is like his by far most played hero over the last year. He's super, super good in it. Obviously, like a lot of people would say in high level Dota, Witch Doctor has some issues. He's kind of easier to play around. His lane can be mid unless you have a very good carry matchup with it. But Sam always has a ton of impact, so that's kind of why they picked that here. And otherwise, a lot of these bans are pretty solid, or pretty standard. We see the Largo did go in the first phase, so no threat of the Largo in this draft. Viper, Razor, two other really popular heroes that have been picked in this patch, and both of those banned out as well. Surprisingly, though, we do see BDC able to pick up the SF in this draft, which most people would say is the strongest hero patch potentially, besides Largo. Probably the strongest carry hero, or amongst the top 2 to 3 strongest carry heroes, and generally has not been making it through to a lot of teams. So BDC will be very happy to pick that up in the second pick phase. I think as well, Clockwork is maybe Click's most played hero. I'm not sure if it's his most, but definitely an IDL could be his most played hero or one of his best heroes. So I'm not surprised to pick that up. Good cancel for Witch Doctor here as well. And otherwise, BDC getting a lot of strong heroes. Jakiro still, I think I saw earlier, the most picked hero at PGL Wallachia, which started on Saturday. So Jakiro is still very strong. And that is kind of just to cement these safe lanes. We've seen patch 7.4 has really been about like safe lane dominance, where you kind of have to win your safe lane, but also it's pretty easy to win your safe lane when you have like Warlock and Jakiro, etc. And then you kind of go from snowball from there, and Jakiro will definitely cement this safe lane for the Shadow Fiend, I'd imagine.
Yeah, strong duo coming out. I mean, the Clockwork also may be nice to pair with the Shadow Fiend, just to have that ranged melee. You can still trap people in the cogs and raise them down. Maybe the Jakiro pairs a bit better as a range hero with the Mars as well, but traditionally,
Yeah, that's true actually. You read because
traditionally
I
the
mean
reverse.
Clockwork. Yeah, but you're right, because you can do the cog denies for the souls early as well, right? I think that used to be more of a thing than it is now, but that used to be a combo where you like deny the cogs and get like 3 souls starting the
A little
lane or
bit of
whatever. But
cheesy, yeah, cheese strat there.
yeah, so you could definitely run both. You're super right about that.
How do we like the
Um,
Ursa into the Mars lane?
I mean, I think it's actually like, I mean, Ursa's obviously a great laner, really good to these tanky heroes. I think Mars is one of the heroes that can do better against him, just because you can, like, if he goes on you with the burst, you can just spear him away. So, obviously, like, Ursa will be able to kill Mars if you bring a couple of heroes to it. But I think in lane, it's not the worst matchup. Like, it's definitely not as bad as like Underlord or Tidehunter for the off lane, you know? So I don't think it's as bad. And especially, I suppose they'll probably put the Witch Doctor with the Ursa though. So it really will not require that much damage to take down whoever is on the off lane for BDC. So maybe it's a tough lane. I'm not sure. Um, but think about the Skyrath though. Do you think Skyrath's a pause? It must be a pause 4 here, right? Kind of
Yeah,
a
unless it's
interesting hero.
Maestro influenced
Yeah,
Skyrath, but I,
yeah.
I very much doubt so. I think this will be pos 4. I don't think it's a great Skyrath game. I mean, it's okay into SF, but there's not an amazing amount of solid setup stuns for
Yeah, that's what I was
Skyrath.
thinking too. Unless you're gonna like do like Brewmaster lift into the Skyrath thing, I
It
don't know,
is,
but
it's a bit weird, right? So I think
it is
they're
a little
probably
weird.
looking for a lockdown uh, mid laner. Is the
Yeah,
Void Spirit's good with the Remnant? They could even take Storm Spirit maybe, if they're not scared of the Mars, getting this like spear into
Yeah,
arena.
they have so much damage. I wonder one thing that they've been playing a lot of Wallachia. Now I'm not sure people will play it in this game, but they've been running Beastmaster mid on a lot of players at Wallachia. Could be something that like gives you a lot of lockdown against SF, and then also sets up for Sky. But obviously, it's not the most common mid laner, so I don't know would they pick it. But something we've seen a lot of in pro recently.
Yeah, this Beast
Um,
Hero, kind of similar to this Ursa in theory, where it's really good against this Shadow Fiend, which is this very strong carry, but he's a ranged guy, and you just want to get on top of him and burst him down.
yeah, 100%. Yeah. Um, but yeah, I feel like, as you said, I feel like they're just kind of going to run away from Creeping Doors on BDC right now. Quap, I suppose, do you think Quap gives enough here for the lockdown? Like, I mean, you get some slows and stuff, but it's not a.
It's a strong hero, but I don't particularly like it with the draft.
Yeah.
I think it's more
Yeah, I
of
think
what
they
they've
will
already got.
struggle. Yeah, agreed.
Like
Like, I feel
maybe
like
overwhelming
Quap and
damage.
Skyrat serve similar purposes here, right?
Yeah. So maybe it's a pick just for the mid lane matchup. Like winning mid in this match is kind of important because the side lanes are almost set up to win on the safe lane in this patch.
Yeah, that
So
makes
maybe
sense.
this is we're gonna win mid off of this pick, no matter what you choose to play here. If it's a Spirit Hero, Viper's banned, Razor's banned, like there's no real Huskar's gone. Like these scary cheese picks are gone, so maybe you get a more honest matchup, and then you've got the Quap in that matchup, so you're feeling good.
Yeah, and maybe their idea is like if we just play counter initiate into the like Mars or whatever, we can win fights that way too. Because like how are you really starting fights with this lineup besides like Quap blinking and daggering someone or Ursa like blink abyssaling someone? You know, it's kind of tough. Um, so maybe they just play for the counter initiate here. I think Moth has joined us. Hello, Mr. Moth. How are you?
Yeah, hello, apologies.
No worries.
I was, yeah, equally as held up. Looks like we have a bit of a dishonest stand-in. Who's he standing in for?
Sabotage. So I think he's like 1,000 MMR higher or close to it, a little bit less.
We have Div 1 semi-finalist Punjabi joining us in this match.
Well, they rolled for either John No Leaves or Punjabi, and they rolled higher on BDC, so they got the Punjabi pick,
I see.
which is very fair stand-in behavior. But I mean, it's better than just taking him like without rolling or anything. So whatever, both teams agreed to it.
Yeah, sure. Both drafts look pretty nice. I wasn't here for the entire thing. Flipper got his signature Witch Doctor.
He did, yeah.
And BDC have a pretty fundamental. I think a lot of stuff got through here that isn't meant to get through.
I agree. Yeah. They got like all the best heroes, basically.
Yeah, the famous JP Mars as well. That's exciting.
Yeah. I think I was just looking at the Wallachia stats before we come in here. I think Jakiro, SF, and Mars were all in the top like 8 picked heroes at Wallachia. And I don't think there's any of those heroes are on Creep Enjoyers. But yeah, my only issue with Creep Enjoyers is, as me and Antti were just saying, I think there's not very much lockdown here at all. Like you maybe have good, like an okay carry matchup with the Ursa into SF or something, but like how you're starting fights, I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, the Brewmaster, pretty like a hero that's kind of creeping up in popularity, but I don't think SF is a matchup that he's overjoyed at playing into.
Yeah, like the Brewlings just die to it, right?
Yeah, I mean, we'll see. You never, that's the beauty of it. You never really see this matchup because no one ever lets it happen. So
yeah, fair.
We'll see. Maybe we are wowed.
Potentially.
BDC are the favorites going into this matchup. Am I correct?
Yeah. I'm not sure on points now. Maybe you're monitoring Twitch chat, but they did win this matchup 2-0 in the group stage. So
Yes.
I imagine that they would be the betting favorites for sure.
And this is a best of 3.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, I'm a very well informed caster. Thank you everyone for joining me for this. Now I know losers round 1 best of 3 Irish Dota League season 6 division 2 matchup between Creep Enjoyers and BDC.
Many adjectives.
Yeah, a pretty. This is probably. Is it safe to say that this is the El Clasico of Div 2?
I would say so
BDC
for
versus
sure.
Creep
Yeah.
Enjoyers?
I mean, it's literally Div 2 finals from last year redone. So And I think they're probably are they the two teams that have been in Div 2 the most? Like the other two teams in this division are both new teams. So I think both these teams have maybe done even 3 seasons in Div 2. So I would imagine so.
Yeah, not the exact same formations every season. Little known fact, but Creep Enjoyers were a pickup stack 2 seasons ago that were formed by me from the looking for team sheet. So
such a leader of men you wear, man.
yeah, absolutely. They are far from their former glory this season, but hoping to reclaim their crown.
Yeah. One thing I like about this draft for Creep Enjoyers as well is they give. I feel like Brewmaster is a hero. Like if you play really well, you can kind of solo the game, or if you can MMR diff your opponents. And I think Morgs, as what I think is the highest MMR player
might
on.
Be about to get first blooded here. Sorry to.
Yeah, no, you're fine. Yeah.
They don't actually have a blood grenade, so they might not have the resources in the bank to finish him off. So he's gonna live with his life, but not what you want as a melee 5 going into this lane. Anyway, carry on.
No, I was just gonna say at least on Brewmaster it is a hero where you can kind of like take the game into your own hands if you get really far ahead and can outplay a bit. So I like giving your best hero, or your best player, a hero where you can do that.
And do you think that's safe to say that's what that Morgs is? He's the.
I think he is the highest MMR player. I don't know if like obviously I think it's subjective who the best player is, but I think he is highest MMR from what I know. Yeah. Do you know if people still do this SF thing where you use cogs at the beginning of the game and then kill them to get souls? I don't think they did it this game, but I presume that is one of the reasons you pick it with Clockwork, right?
Didn't they?
Or did they stop that? Did they get rid of that?
Sure, I remember them doing something to either make it harder or make it not work. But
okay.
Yeah, I've not seen anyone do it for a really long time. But typically,
so it must not work then.
Typically, it was done on mid to give yourself like that advantage on the first wave. It's there's less of an onus on it on carry anyway.
Yeah, fair.
But yeah, no, not something I've seen in a long time. And he is going to get gone on a little bit here. We clock SF. I mean, should be probably top 3 strongest lanes in the game, but Brew Sky also nothing to be scoffed at either.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, Sky at least has a lot of spells. Like, it's probably pretty hard for Clock to actually get him in cogs in this lane, right? And then Brew maybe is tanky enough to live through a few raises. I don't know. I think every SF lane is pretty fucking hard, but maybe this one's a little bit better than most.
Yeah, definitely going to be a lot on wave control, which it looks like they've done a decent job at getting under their tower on Creep Enjoyers. Mid lane, how's this matchup meant to go, Mr. Analyst?
I would imagine it's pretty equal, would be my guess.
Cascal onto JP on the bottom lane. He's maledicted up. He's going to get brought down. First blood going to Creep Enjoyers. Immortal X not going to be too upset at picking up that one.
And that is why you picked the Flipper Witch Doctor, right? He's just so good at these lanes with like the cast placement and stuff. Really, really good. And then I suppose, into the Mars, as we said, me and Auntie were saying, is Mars a good lane matchup into Ursa? And I think conceptually, like with a different... Quap maybe taking some damage here, but... we do lose Skywrath on top, so despite us saying that maybe it's hard for Click to get on top of Skywrath this lane, he did. And we do lose Skywrath.
That's the thing. You've only got to succeed once, right?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
If he's in the entire time, he has to play well once.
Yeah. But yeah, I would imagine it's pretty even unless Quap gets far ahead and then Ember maybe struggles. But that would be my guess, knowing very little as not a mid player.
Here's some real info that you might be able to give me. Is how do you pronounce Quap's username?
Rice, I'm pretty sure.
We got the cogs again,
nice
and that's going to be enough to bring down Brewmaster. SF is starting to take some damage from the Arcane Bolts, but he does have a 13-1, so pretty in the clear for now. And with a couple of levels, starting to see top get a little bit more difficult, and it's only going to get harder as Clock gets the boots out on Courier now.
Yeah, for sure. But yeah, I think it is Rice, is how you pronounce the name on mid.
Rice, okay.
Yeah.
I've always been assuming Reese. There's
big
the cast
monster.
that we were talking about. So only level 1, so he does have the Maledict on him. Immortal X is going to pick himself up a kill here, but JP might have enough in the bank to bring him down. He's going to have to back up under tower. So JP not going to be too upset at this one, but Punjabi, the stand-in, is going to fall, and Immortal X is going to get sniped down by the spear.
Yeah, I mean, you're happy with that on Mars for sure.
Yeah, neither side too upset with that. A bit of solo
Yeah,
XP from Mars, sure. Ursa gets to reset his HP after getting a kill, sure. You know.
Yeah, there's probably more onus on the Witch Doctor lane to feel like they own the lane, though, right? Like, I feel like if you're pick this hero, you want to get like a couple of early kills, otherwise maybe it loses some of its effectiveness. Do you agree with that, or?
I'm definitely not a seasoned Witch Doctor player. That's definitely what it felt like in like 2015 when people were spamming this hero.
Rotation
There's
through
a
the gate.
3-man move with a nice rotation through the gate by Click, so they're going to get a pickup on Immortal X. Flipper's found himself pretty deep. He thought he was going to be the one with the upper hand deep there. He's going to get dove under tower. Click tanking the tower hits for now. Flipper not falling that low, but there is going to be a spear to bring him down, and a late TP from Fiercest Warrior, and he has next to no mana to speak of, so he's not going to be able to pick himself up anything other than a little bit of XP from the creeps. A really good heads-up move from Clock. Ursa now dead without TP. So
Yeah, that's really rough. And that is one of the biggest things about this SF lane as well, is the hero is so snowbally that if you can just get it ahead early in the lane, it can kind of just sit there and no one can contest it solo at all. So it frees up your support to roam elsewhere on the map and have impact in even other places. And that's kind of what happened here, I think.
Hosakage has the faster fingers for the rune, and Punjabi's managed to wrap himself round behind. I forgot. Rice,
yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, outclicked. Maybe.
Oh,
maybe doesn't
dead
have
on
Ruth on his side.
Shadow Fiend though.
But now Flipper was this
doing unto him what Click has done unto.
Yeah. Okay. It's nice to see. A bit of a go on to Click, but this should amount to nothing, I would assume. Oh, he has the casting and the Maledict. He does hit both. There's one crit. I think he should be fine. He's got the tranquils up. So, last tick. No, he's dead. He is actually dead.
Yeah, he actually is.
And SF and Quap going hand to hand here. Rice is going to pick himself up the kill, but Swipe is going to get himself a triple kill as well.
Wow.
Yeah,
maybe there was a way to get that without dying for Quap, but whatever, I suppose.
Tricky. Punjabi manages to defend the Wisdom Rune from Fiercest Warrior, who now finds himself without any mana. So Punjabi might start to chase down the Skywrath here, who's going to get picked up by JP now on a killing spree. Ursa going in on the JP, but Click has TP'd in and he's managed to outflank Ursa. So he is in too deep. No way out. JP picks himself up a double kill. JP, also a former Div 1 finalist. Many seasons ago, like 3-4 seasons ago.
Yeah, lots of Div 1 players pass down into this division eventually, but
yeah, this
interesting
is like
to see.
I can't be bothered to play 10 pubs in this division, right?
I think so, yeah. But yeah, Ursa's struggling now as well. Like that walk back was pretty punishing for him. What started as a pretty good lane, and I mean, Witch Doctor has rotated and had other impact, but the Ursa has kind of now fending for himself. 22
Both
last
teams putting a pretty massive onus on shutting down the enemy carry. Swiper did just get himself a triple kill, but now he's getting dove under the tower. Maledict's on him for one more tick. The Cinder Brew might be enough to take him down, but Mars has found himself through the TP to top lane. The arena is out. Morgs is dropping low. He's only level 5. He's not going to be able to get level 6.
They're so close to killing SF there, but just not quite.
Yeah, didn't tick out to the Cinder Brew. And Hosakage now might dive under the tower for
immediately regrets it.
But yeah, it doesn't quite have the mana to boot.
You're right. Both.
A bit of space for Ursa.
Yeah. And the one thing about this Skywrath Witch Doctor lineup is like they do have so much damage to kill people with Maledict. Like if you get a Conk plus Maledict plus 2 Skywrath spells, you're probably killing a lot of heroes on this in this map.
Yeah, and speak of the devil, he shall here. They haven't got the Maledict in range just yet, and they still don't have the 6 on Brewmaster, but they do have the Scream of Pain on Quap, who is TP top lane as well. They're splitting targets a little bit. Rice trying to bring down JP. He's got the dagger on him. Meanwhile, Fierce Warrior and Morgs are going to click down. Click. Punjabi's at the bottom of this fight, getting all of his spells out, just trying to buy time for Swiper to get here. He's going to try and TP out, and he will be successful. That Maledict not going to be enough to bring him down, so heavy rotations for a 5-for-5 trade.
Yeah, I mean, lots of they're trying to get this SF again. They were once again pretty close, and I mean, like, you're not killing SF here. Ooh.
Rice
could be a big kill.
Himself up a solo kill, which would be really big for him. He definitely wants it after losing his tower, but JP's going to try and deny himself to creeps.
Does he even die to this?
Yeah, he doesn't think he needs to.
Ooh. Oh, he might though. No, he doesn't. Okay.
Oh. JP knew
Close
that.
one.
He knew he was fine.
Yeah,
Yeah, losing the tower being the big problem out of this, really. This move technically fine, but Hosakage gets to farm the lane. Rice loses his tower. Hosakage trying again for this move, but
once again, not quite enough. Yeah. Are still recovering though. 44 and 4 now. Mars has had to do a lot of rotating, kind of lost that lead a little bit. So, and Brewmaster definitely doing fine as well. Like, one thing you have done is like, kind of top lane's been a bit of a mess. Like, both teams dying, maybe a little bit favored for BDC. But Shadow Fiend generally doesn't want this much stuff happening in his lane. Like, he kind of wants this like 8 to 15 minute to at least just be farming, and then he can show up to 1 or 2 things. But there's been a lot of kind of commotion. He probably didn't want too much. So you have succeeded in that way.
Yeah, and he's going to rotate. They're going to bring heavy bodies down here to get the tier 1, but they're looking to make the trade. Hosakage picks himself up the kill on Rice, and then mid lane looks like tiny bit of a miscalculation. Rice thought he had the outplay there, and they're just going to trade tier 1 towers. How do you think this carry matchup does go on semi-equal ground? It looks like they won't be completely even, but, you know, if you get...
Yeah, I mean, I think Ursa's one of the better ones. Like, you do have the opportunity to man up into SF a bit, but I think it was better when he had the shard as well, like that extra bit of time when you don't take crazy damage. But I would like it. Like, I don't think you feel bad about playing into SF this game on the Ursa. I think it's probably fine.
There's going to be a split and an arena drop top. They've dropped a few spells to kill the Skyrath. They are going to get down eventually, so now it's Morgs versus 4 heroes, and never mind, Sam is here with the ultimate. He's going to get some damage out onto JP. He might tick down to
He's got 2 ticks left. I feel like
Hosakage falling fairly low. Doesn't want to die this tower too much. Morgs has now come out of the ultimate, where it looks like he might even be a little bit stronger. Hosakage is going to have to back up with a Cinder Brew on him. Reese is looking to chase, but 5 seconds on the blink. Hosakage does have a Remnant out, and looks like he is going to be fine. And JP,
big cleanup by BDC, or by
JP did tick down at the back of the fight, so...
Yeah. Sam with an iconic Witch Doctor ulti. One thing you'll notice as well, like, Sam on this Witch Doctor, already very rich in this game, richer than Punjabi on Jakiro, and he is probably just going to go Ag straight after this Glimmer Cape, so... oh, maybe Skyrath.
Vessela onto Fiercest Warrior. Hosakage feels untouchable with the Shield Rune. He's going to Remnant back to top, to next to Morgs. I was starting to say this earlier, but it was pretty action-packed at the time. It's nice to see in elimination games people not, like, you know, just sticking their head in the sand. But both teams are
they're going for it.
Yeah, they're playing like they want to be here.
Yeah. I think one thing, like, I think playing against this SF now, it's been around for so long and everyone's so scared of it, is that people are really motivated to try mess with it in some way, because we've all died to these SFs. We've gone like 14-0 and just owned the game, you know? So I think generally teams slowly have been like, yeah, we just have to mess with this hero somehow, because otherwise they're just going to win the game for them.
Yeah, and it's something we've discussed in the past as well, of these heroes that are the meta hero for the entire tournament end up, for a lot of these players, being kind of their worst heroes because they're banned every time. And these teams actually sometimes struggle to play around them because, they never get a game on them. But for the most part, they are just broken enough to brute force their way through that, as it looks like SF is doing in this one. 6k net worth, minute 14.
Yeah, how do you feel? Like, do you think SF outside of pros is still first pickable? Like, do you think it has that much of an advantage that it's worth picking first overall, or?
Hook
Good hook
shot
shot here.
onto Ursa, but this is fairly deep under a tier 2. He doesn't have the ult on Ursa, so he is just going to die to a race. There's a nice cast. He has a remnant out, but he's going to have to TP immediately. The rock throw isn't on him.
He bought the raindrops.
Bought the raindrops. He's going to be just about fine in base by the looks of it. Last tick doesn't bring him down. JP is going to get hit up by this Mystic Flare. He's inside the cogs. Morgs comes out of the ultimate. JP might be about to tick down to the ultimate. Morgs getting clicked up by Swiper. Flipper in super deep just to get this Maledict out onto Swiper. It's a nice sacrificial play by him as he is going to fall on SF. Rice has to back it up as they take the damage from the Death Requiem. They might look for a chase here, but both heroes fairly low on mana. Looks like they are just going to have to back it up.
Yeah, honestly, Flipper solo at the end of that fight with the cast to kill Mars and then the Maledict that probably ended up killing SF. But yeah, just a really good play by Click at the beginning there too. Caught Ursa just with the hookshot as his enrage ended, so he had no way to get out of the cogs there. Yeah, I think generally like you'll actually probably be fine with that on Creep Enjoyers, right? Like killing SF and Mars in this fight, like probably pretty even trade.
Yeah, no one's too upset. SF still pretty confidently owning the top of the net worth charts, but this Brewmaster ult's starting to be an issue. They're struggling to kill it. They're not particularly struggling to kill Fiercest Warrior with Hosakage right now.
No.
Oh! What a pussy.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Click also looking for it, but not quite.
Yeah, just in case.
Yeah.
You never know.
Indeed.
Delusional.
This Warrior probably very surprised he's living here, but
okay, Fiercest Warrior calls them delusional. That's kind of based. Do you know if there's any, like, as we said, this is the El Clasico, but Div 2, from what I've seen at least, is actually, at least compared to Div 1, like, incredibly tame.
yeah, it's pretty well mannered. I would agree.
Is
I don't
there
think any of these
beef
guys have
in
beef.
this?
No, I don't think on this team at least. I think the only real beef is the Onyx beef, right? That's like kind of the only. That's really a lot of the I don't know, the drama of Div 2 is kind of lying on that storyline. But otherwise, I think this is pretty tame. Yeah. I mean, I imagine BDC have a little bit of a grudge because they lost the Div 2 finals to Creep Enjoyers last year. So I'd say there's maybe some motivation there, but otherwise, no.
Nice to see everyone's so well behaved out here. They're all good kids. Rice.
Trying to make some play here.
Swiper. It's pretty close to the tower, but they're going to give it a go. He does manage to get the ult and the TP off. That's
well played by
a nicely limit-tested move. Meanwhile, Hosakage picks himself up the trade, in fact, on Flipper. No one going to be too upset about this
I think
one.
Sam's pretty happy with that one.
Yeah.
You do have to be careful. I feel like maybe the further up you go, probably the less you play into this Witch Doctor hero, right? And you do have to be careful. Like he literally only needs like 2 spells and a Maledict to really kill you in a lot of these engagements. So you have to watch that. But
yeah, definitely one of the pubbiest heroes out there. They're trying from the move onto Rice, but got to be pretty well coordinated to get that one down, and they weren't quite slick enough. And now, with those spells burnt, they might see an opening here for a go. It's worth noting, all this time, Ursa's done a much, well, either they've done a worse job at chasing him across the map, or he's done a better job keeping out of harm's way, because he's been chilling for a little while now. Found himself at second on the network.
I mean, I think he's pretty happy with this. Like I think he died more in lane than SF and had that horrific walk back. And also SF farms quicker before Battle Fury as well. So I think honestly Immortal doing pretty good here. Also I think Ursa is one of his most played heroes in IDL. I think if you looked back, it might even be his most played hero in Irish Dota. So pretty good at this hero. I mean, always just a classic carry hero, right? Like kind of pickable for anyone, I think.
Primal split out now to put a pretty immediate end to this attempt on Morgs' life. He's gonna tornado Hosakage and just strut out of this one. Not too upset. Anything to stem the bleeding right now is probably a safe bet, would you say? They're not trying to
Yeah,
change the
just
map state
not give
drastically.
momentum, right? That's the biggest thing with these SF lineups, right? Like you're honestly pretty happy if you can get into like a middle of the game or like even mid to late game. I mean, SF very good late game hero, but like to not have him just walk through all your towers and your entire map by like 30 minutes is the initial goal against this hero, and then try to fight him on even footing. So I think they're doing a good job in that way.
JP gonna fall on the mid lane as well. Looks like Morgs maybe stepped foot a little too far without his ult on top lane. Hosikage actually goes back in. Immortal X says he has a thing or two to say about that, but he gets a little bit bounced around by the cogs. Vicious Warrior trying to output as much damage as he can, but Big Bad Flipper is here with another cask and a nice start to a Witch Doctor ult, but Punjabi puts a swift end to that one with the Ice Path. Swiper also deciding to join in for the party on top lane, and it's a 2 for 0 with no Brewmaster ulti, and they will pick themselves up the tower to boot.
Yeah, some good damage there from the Witch Doctor ult, but not quite enough to kill anyone. Swiper going this very aggro build, no dispels early, no BKB, no Manta, which a little bit like interesting, Quap and the silence on Skyrath, but obviously just thinks his team has enough CC and stuff around him. But yeah, that's one thing. I think Ursa into Clockwork can be deceiving because you've got this overpower that you can kill cogs quickly, but you also want to be able to press your ult and just like get out of anything the enemy is doing, and it doesn't really work that way when you have to like wait for the cogs to bounce you and stuff. So I think Clock can actually be pretty good at Ursa in that way. And so far, Click has definitely been pretty annoying to play against, you can tell.
Yeah, nicely timed move on top lane is gonna get them the outpost as well after this. It does feel a bit right now like it's easier to kill SF than it is to kill Ursa, which is like the one big thing that I think Creep Enjoyers have going for them.
For sure.
They have a lot more kind of anti-carry outlets than BDC have. BDC doing a good job of managing that by just showing up with the right heroes to the right moves.
Yeah. Swiper also went Mask of Madness after Pike on SF, which is very interesting. I haven't seen anyone do that. The only possible thing like I would think of is like, I mean, you really want the Pike early playing into Ursa and stuff. Like that is very true, but I think most people do go Mask of Madness first. So interesting item build. Like it is very glass cannony what he has here, but we'll see. Maybe also identifying what we said in the draft, that they don't have very much jump on Creep Enjoyer. So if he has this Pike early, he might just be able to dodge everything, kind of. We'll see.
Hasn't been the case thus far, but does get him out of danger in this one.
Yeah. Do you think there's like Creep Enjoyers are thinking like we need to figure out a way of getting into Roche soon? Like now Ursa has Blink, try to take some sort of fight that gives us an early Roche.
So it's an SF versus Ursa game, so inevitably that should be the course of the game. Hang on, there's a Scream of Pain that swings wide of the SF. Ursa is now onto him, however, he's gonna bring him down, so he'll die. Brewmaster split, putting in work along the sidelines. Hosikage is going to pick up Fiercest Warrior. There's an arena out now on Immortal X, but it might not be enough to keep GP alive as the Morg's ult is still running. He wreaked insane amounts of havoc in this fight, actually.
Yeah, I know he played super well here. And I don't know if you noticed, this was a really good timing by Creep Enjoyers. They got Brewmaster level 12 and Ags exactly at the same time. So, I mean, Morse just went up 2 levels from that fight, but they literally just played with a 2-level higher ulti than they had in the last fight. So that's probably one of the reasons it went so well. But again, we're kind of seeing in this fight, like, one of the maybe issues with this build on SF. Like, I mean, he has the Pike, but he just kind of died very easily here. And until he gets some more items, he is going to kind of just die to Ursa like that, I think.
Yeah, there was maybe a chance to step into the Roche on Ursa after this, or
yeah, agreed.
You think it's too scary?
No, I think you really only need one hero with you on Ursa. Like I think it's a lot easier to take it on Ursa than it is on SF even. So yeah, maybe they could have, but I mean, I'm sure they're happy with that fight anyway, and no split in case they challenge you, I suppose.
SF acknowledging that that these fights can be really difficult without any kind of dispel or defensive item. So he swapped the Daedalus Q for a butterfly Q, which I don't think changes anything, but
I mean, it's a little bit better against Ursa because Ursa does not like building MKV, but it's still not. I wouldn't say it's the safest choice. No.
it shows cognition. He
Yeah.
put thought into what item to buy, and then chose another one.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose I mean, you're still gonna die to Sky and Quap spells, but yeah, we'll see.
We'll see. Maybe he just kills everything first. That's
Maybe. I do like Butterfly in this game against Ursa. Like, I think Ursa really is one of those heroes that would prefer not to buy the item on MKB, but it's just tough against these other heroes.
How do you rate the? Oh, hang on. They're gonna make a move on to Morgs, but Morgs quick enough fingers to get out of this one. JP not quick enough fingers to hit a spear, and he's just going to pop the split. There is a Glimmer Cape up, but he does have the AoE Dispel. They have plenty of time to try and catch up to this move. They're just going to want to turn tail and run. They should be happy that they forced the split if they can get out of this. But Fiercest Warrior with the huge outflank, he is going to get arena'd, and they're going to drop a Macro Pyre on him as well. Immortal X is going to pick himself up the kill on Click. They've dropped 2 ultimates now for a support, so it's all about what they're going to be able to get done after the fact. Brewmaster split is out, and Swiper is here with all resources. Flipper is going to have to run to the hills and turn tail and run. The spear is going to give him the vision needed to bring him down.
Yeah, I mean,
drawing heavily on the map for Quap to come bot, but probably too little too late. Both teams kind of forcing an ult, thinking they're strong, and then getting a bit too greedy, and both teams paying a little bit for it.
Yeah, I mean, Morgs did have a long time there, so I'm sure the whole team could have come. But a nice arena by JP there, didn't let any Brewlings in, and was able to kind of separate the fight from the Brewmaster for a good portion of his ult there. So, and they might get this bottom tier 2, which is obviously nice to open up the map a little bit for BDC.
Yeah, they are TPing to try and defend it. Ursa has a fresh BKB, but he's holding it. He'd like to get Punjabi without it. He has the blink ready. He blinks back to try and deny the tower, but doesn't actually get it in time. Morgs, meanwhile, going pretty ham without the ultimate.
Yeah.
Trying to buy some time for his team to get there, but not quite on the same page. Oskage is going to grab the Invis rune. But despite earlier showings in the group stage, they're keeping this pretty competitive in this game. A less than 1k lead either way for Creep Enjoyers, and a 57% probability for Creep Enjoyers to win.
Yeah, I feel like you're feeling pretty good. I actually think they could maybe Roche. I don't know like what their plan is right now, but like I feel like this Brew ult is like the strongest spell in the game right now. No, like it feels really hard to play into on BDC.
Yeah, and we said that the Brewlings die to SF. With the level 2 ult, they're kind of past the part where it's like super easy for that to happen.
Yeah.
And they've done a really good job of just kiting around him in the fight. Smoke pops on Click. Not going to be the one that they ideally want, but they might use this to just walk into Roche if they're pretty heads up.
Yeah, I would imagine so. It's also that thing about this lineup is that they want BDC to play into them. Like their lineup is not very good at initiating, but if Skywrath can kind of play somewhere where he won't get caught and just cast spells, they're going to feel pretty happy about it. So they will take the Roche here, it looks like.
Yeah, looks like they might be grouping for a smoke.
They won't get there in time now, I don't think.
No, it's pretty rare that you see these moves pay off heavily, trying to smoke into the Roche, but they are going to give it a go, and they are actually respecting it. This is Blinking in a 2-man silence. They've got the Scream of Pain out early to try and start this fight. There's a nice cask and a split to boot. They're going to have to get themselves a kill to start this fight. JP is going to get the arena down before he falls, and Quap is in super deep on 3 of them on the right hand side, and he's going to get brought down. Ursa has gone back to finish off the Roche, while Brewmaster and Sam are here to continue to make space in this fight. There's another Maledict out. Click is going to drop to that one. They just need to buy some time, as there's the Aegis for Immortal X, and he's going to back it up. Flipper not done yet though. He goes in with the cask, with the ulti. They have the Ice Path to try and bring him down. Immortal X tips Flipper.
He was not maledicted either.
He was not maledicted, but he was just showing him what he could. Yeah.
Yeah. Almost amazing. Bit of a weird fight, like Quap. I don't know how the communication there, because Ursult's used his BKB, and then the guy got zipped by the Brewmaster, and kind of just a little bit miscommunication there, but he did manage to get back and get the Roche, which kind of secures the fight. And obviously Mars dying early is really good too, right? So yeah, looked a little bit disastrous for a second, but worked out in Creep and Joy's favor.
Yeah, Mars starting to struggle a little bit in this one, maybe soon to be overtaken by Punjabi.
Yeah, Punjabi is always very farmed on this hero when he plays it, but I suppose he's just pushing side lanes, etc.
Yeah, not a super common position for, but Mr. Faith Kian loves to put him on it. He loves it.
Yeah, I mean, I suppose like it's super value in this patch being able to contest the offlane at all, right? Like so many offlanes are just kind of automatically conceded to the safe lane. They might try Ursa.
They think that they have a go on Ursa. They have the arena and the spear and the hookshot to boot. He is going to get ultimate off. He does have the BKB if he decides to click it, but he's probably going to hold it for after the Aegis. At the top of this fight, Skywrath goes down to SF.
Brew is here.
Brewmaster has arrived. He has the dispel for Punjabi. He's going to get brought down. Immortal X now has respawned, and he's going to try and bring down Clock at the bottom of this fight. Quap doing everything she can to try and control SF. Sam manages to get out a good amount of damage onto JP and Hosakage. Meanwhile, SF has been tornadoed
Ursa come
on
back
the right
for the
side.
SF here.
They need to bring Ursa back to finish this guy off. There's another good silence, doing such a good job of controlling him, but Ursa is nowhere to be seen, and he is going to manage to get the TP off.
Yeah, I mean, good, I suppose. I don't even know. It's kind of just an even fight. I think if Ursa had come back, SF definitely could have died there, but yeah, a little bit of hunting the Clockwork, hunting the Ember Spirit. But you can see how annoying Clockwork is in this fight. Like, Ursa's fight is not easy at all. He has to wait around these cogs. He's already used ulti. He doesn't want to use BKB to get out of cogs. So just kind of annoying like that. But SF really not able to have that much impact, it feels like. He kind of just has to wait back and hope his team can set up for him to hit something. But it hasn't felt very easy so far.
Yeah, don't worry. He has now acknowledged the fact he's getting lots of spells clicked on him. He's getting really controlled. They have the tornado. They have so much magic damage. So he is going to pick up the Blink Dagger.
Yeah, that is the correct and appropriate response. I mean, at least in this way, like because he just hasn't had too much impact.
Two-man move on JP on the top lane. Immortal X pops the BKB just to make sure. He's also going to bully Hosakage out of this part. So JP one step closer to falling behind Jakiro, and it's going to be Creep and Joys who are going to pick themselves up to the second Tormentor of the game.
Nice, yeah. Some good macro moves there. Morg's level 18 now as well, so just got the level 4 Brewmaster ulti, which is really big for the next fight. I don't even hate the Blink on SF that much either, just because like if he can get on top of Skywrath and just kill him or Witch Doctor, at least he's having impact in the fights, but it's just... It's been hard to find like how he's supposed to play this. And he doesn't have overwhelming damage, but he also doesn't have a load of utility. You know, he's caught in this like middle ground. It's a bit weird.
And at this point, it looks like he is just he's saying, "Fuck it. Either I bring everyone down swinging with me,
or I die in 2 seconds,
or I just die to 2 stuns. Either way, so be it." This will be his 6th slot, kind of Blink, Daedalus, and then turning the mask into the Satanic.
Yeah, we very unlike Sam on Witch Doctor. Maybe I go on the DD Ember Spirit here, but yeah, very unlike Sam on the Witch Doctor to go 2 support items before he goes Aghanim Scepter. Usually this guy literally goes Arcane Boots, Ags, but he has bought Blink and Glimmer this game.
Yeah, they have the start onto Fiercest Warrior, but Ursa's going to put himself in the middle of it and disrupt this go horribly as Hosakage is going to fall. Morgs is also out onto Click, who's slowed up. He's in the trees. They lack detection right now, but they should... Flipper did not have a... Well, he did have a stun, but he didn't want to click it. Punjabi is also going to fall to Immortal X, so he picks himself up 2 kills, confidently holding on to the top spot on the net worth. Now,
yeah, the BDC really feeling confident walking into Skywrath with no dispels right now, which is a little bit rough. Like Ember still hasn't finished BKB. He kind of just dies to 1 silence from Skywrath, and SF is kind of in the same boat. So yeah, I think they maybe just need to wait that before the next fight.
Doing a good job of making this silencer spell look like the best spell in the game.
Yeah.
It's a 6-second silence, not really something you can afford to
ignore. Yeah.
Yeah, ignore. As they are going to pick themselves up a tier 2. They have some issues with tower hit in this. Do you think it's going to be a game changer in this game? The fact
I
that they
mean, I
have
suppose
a bit
Brew
worse?
is okay, right? Like you can kind of you have some sieging capabilities, right? You can kind of hit a little bit, use your ulti a little bit. Ursa obviously hates it, but it might be okay with Brew maybe. Um, I'm not sure. It's definitely
Not
easier
the worst.
for Dire, but yeah. Um, but I do think you do want to push the issue a little bit on Creep Enjoyers here. Like you don't want to let SF. I mean, we know he's building. Oh, he's going Shadowblade now instead, so that is a little bit more utility again than the Daedalus. But yeah, you don't really want to let him get a ton of items here. Now I don't know. Does Ursa want to finish MKB? Might be a call he's making to his team right now. Also, kind of get looking for Rice, but I don't think they're going to find him.
Yeah, I rate the Shadowblades considerably more. I think Creep
I
Enjoyers
agree.
should struggle with fights if they start one man down immediately. I think they could end up with some issues as they're all ending up pretty pivotal in these fights.
Yeah.
At some point, it will come down to can they kill Ursa before Ursa kills all of them. But
Yeah.
does this make your 6 slot look a little bit weird if you have Blink and Shadowblade and Pike? I don't know.
Yes,
Symmetry
for
looks kind
sure.
of kind of
I
gross to me,
definitely
but
think it does. But I mean, like, I think he's just like looking that if he can kill Witch Doctor and Skyra at the beginning of these fights, and then Pike Ursa away, the rest of his team will help him kill everyone else. You know, I think that's the idea here. But
we have a 5-on-5 smoke here. Creep Enjoyers have drawn a yellow line around where they think they are, and it's not where they actually are. He's going to pop the ult and the BKB. Looks like defensively for now an Immortal 98, but he is actually just going to rip through JP. They've dropped a few spells for this. There's a nice Macro Pyre and an Ice Bath, but Morgs is going to immediately shred through Punjabi at the top of this fight. There's a hook shot into Skywrath. He's going to suffer a similar fate. SF is going to drop down shortly, and it's all going to be about what they can do about the big bad demon as he drops down from this fight. He does get hit by the Cusk, he does get hit by the Maledicts. There's a nice blink in and a silence. He's dropping low, he's dropping lower. He doesn't have the lifesteal to survive this Maledict. He's going to fall to Rice. Rice is also going to bring down Clockwork. He tries to remnant out on Hoshikago, but right into the open arms of Rice with a triple kill on this. So nicely played by him in this fight.
yeah, he
Silencing
played this really
SF,
well.
stopping him from having any real in this fight. They did such a good job of controlling him outside of this tornado timing, and it turns into a 5-for-1.
Yeah, I mean, just way outplayed on the fight by Creep and George, to be honest. Like, SF really needs... I don't know if he's going to go BKB now, but like this Brewmaster spin literally kept him in the air for how many, like 6 seconds again in that fight. And it's just not how they want to take the fight on BDC, right? Like, they caught Ursa in the arena. I think SF needs to try to find one of the supports or something while that's happening, or even try to put damage into Ursa, but he kind of just like walks out of arena, kills Mars in arena, and then the fight's pretty bad for BDC from there, so...
We'll see how much they respect this. He bought out for 2 Shadowblade parts, so it's up to BDC to try and make something happen without him right now, but there's a nice Maledict and a good Cask, and JP is Maledicted up. He's going to have to BKB and try and run away from this one, but it's probably not going to be enough to save him. Immortal 98 needs to keep the reins on a little bit. Ember Spirit respawning now. They should be happy to get the melee racks and get out. Quap has been chained. There is a Brewmaster ult on the right side of this fight. They could actually find themselves with a good
They
start.
had 2
The
melee racks
silences-
here, that'd be pretty big.
Silences are doing big work. They pick themselves up a range rack on the bot side of this fight. Good heads up play. He finishes the Shadowblade on Swiper. He might get a good reveal here, but they're in full defensive retreat on Creep Enjoyers after picking themselves up a whole lane, essentially.
Yeah, I have to say Morgs is playing really well this game. Like, even there, he killed the racks, but kept the blue panda over on the left to spin the SF, so he couldn't redo anything. Just, like, generally really, like, maximizing Brewmaster efficiency in these fights. Yeah, Rice does go down, so, I mean, that is kind of big for...
Might see a Shadowblade reveal here. 1 click, 2 click. He has the Yule Scepter now. They don't look like they're willing to bring people to try and help him, so delays the inevitable a bit, but Yeah.
Yeah.
We need to see more of this from Swiper.
Exactly. Yeah, this is like why you bought these items. Like you want to do that at the start of every single fight, but he hasn't had that opportunity. And this Witch Doctor, all these Witch Doctor spells are doing so much in the fights as well. Like Mars kind of dies to the Witch Doctor ult in that fight along with the Ursa. So you need to get on this Witch Doctor as well at the beginning, but it's proving very difficult.
Hookshot swings wide of Flipper. They have some heroes in the area. If he can buy himself some time, he does have the shard. He's going to get out a pretty good amount of damage, and now Morgs and Immortal are here to see what they can get off the back of this. Flipper does blink into the open arms of Swiper, so he picks himself up another freebie.
Yeah, some nice pickoffs from Swiper here. That is how you want to play these fights. Take good Glimmer Cape purchase this game as well. Like both the Yules and the Glimmer to dodge some of these Maledict hits is pretty clutch there actually. So they do have ways around this. It just, I think, there starts these fights with Mars dying immediately. It's just been too hard. I'm not even sure. Go on.
I quite like this 3-man smoke. They think that they can more or less do a 3v5 play here, which I actually don't think they're incredibly wrong in thinking with the Brewmaster ult. They are going to find Fiercest Warrior first. He does have
Big
the BKB
bash
on Ember Spirit. He remnants out and then back in, so they are thinking about taking this fight. He's glimmered up and he's running away from this. Ursa has yet to use anything, so could still be more than happy to chase into this. Morgs, the ult is ticking down. He is going to grab himself the kill on Click, but that might be all they get off of this. But
oh, he gets the spin.
Gets the tornado.
Where's our Ursa? Does he have, or do we silence?
Yeah, they're in range. They're in range. They should have silence. JP.
That's a huge pickoff.
Taking a look at it, but yeah, no, really nice.
Yeah, we see Ember now going for a second dispel. This Skyrad spell has been so annoying all game.
Yeah.
But yeah, Morg's really showing up on this brew match this game. He also has Refresher now. Like that's going to be huge in the next fight for even just for sieging buildings.
The win or lose, I would be quite surprised if he gets this hero again.
Yeah, I agree. I would agree.
It's okay. SF does now have Satanic. And,
he does.
And he has queued a Silver Edge and a Swift Blink. So
yeah, I mean, all you're really doing with these items, I suppose, now, but I don't know. I feel like
the most ever net worth I've seen to try and avoid buying a BKB.
Yeah.
Which he will eventually, surely, just decide to buy at minute 50. And
and so these boots probably.
Yeah.
Are we at the stage?
It will be 9 seconds.
That is true. Do you think Morgs just like throws Brew ult and kills these racks now? Is that something? I mean, they might not even need it, but.
Yeah, looks like they're just sizing him up with Immortal X himself. If they can get away with not using it, that's pretty big for them. These chains not going to be enough to deter them. They are going to rip it anyway, and get themselves the kill on Click. Almost, he's going in pretty deep on Morgs because he's so untouchable. This SF hasn't been able to prioritize him at all in these fights, which is going to get them enough space to get the range rack as well on the mid lane for what that's worth. And now there is just one side standing between Creep Enjoyers and their first win over BDC this season, I believe.
Yeah, for sure. I think they need to they either need to start on the Ursa with the clockwork in the cogs, or they use the arena and then they just make him use BKB and leave. Because if he gets to use BKB and hit the Mars and kill him at the beginning, that fight's gone awfully every time. So they need to figure out a new way of baiting some of these Ursa abilities and then getting SF in there, but it's not easy.
It's a 5-man smoke out now, but this is not the hero that you want to find. But if they combo this correctly, he is just going to rip the BKB. Good discipline from him, not feeling like he needs to save it. They rip the hookshot as well, but he still has plenty of ways of getting out of this. They rip the refresher. Quap does have the ult, which will bring down Clockwork, and now Hosokage getting clicked up at the top of this fight. SF is in a tornado. He's gonna drop out down now. There's a nice ice path. Pike onto the Ursa. This is the 1v1 matchup they've been waiting for this entire game, but Ursa has the Aegis, and now the rest of his team has arrived. There's the ult from Witch Doctor. He's going to get stopped by the Ice Path. SF going to work on Skywrath, but that is the only hero that he's been able to kill this game, as Immortal X, quite different story, is godlike as he moves into JP as well, picks himself up the double kill, beyond godlike. He's a golden god when he presses this BKB button. He didn't even have to press it, but I bet SF wishes he could at least.
Yeah. This Ursa matchup's too hard for SF now. Like when he gets bashed, and he's gonna have Abyssal on Ursa for the next fight. It's just too hard. He can't do enough damage. And that fight was maybe one of their better taken ones. It felt like the pipe was doing a lot of work. Clockwork was kind of trapped for a bit. Or sorry, I don't know, was it Ursa maybe trapped for a bit, and he got some damage, but there's just too much interruption for the SF with these stuns. I also think did he take 2 spins in the air from Brewmaster? Yep. I swear he spent like 8 minutes or 8 seconds in the air or something. It's crazy. Oh, aggressive plays coming out here.
A slow and certain demise. There's a blink in from Flipper. They don't have the detection. They do have the buyback from Mars. Punjabi's going to fall to the Scream of Pain. They're going to buy back on the Jakiro as well. Punjabi's going to get a nice Ice Path out, but there's no Ags on him, so this Macropyre is basically just a particle effect. JP going in super deep to try and salvage anything out of this, but Morgs is going to say, okay, fuck it, if you want to go down the difficult way, I'll just pop the ult for these racks. Clock trying to do anything he can to get in the way of this, but his team are tornadoed in the air. Quap's going to be chain stopped. Clockwork's going to buy back. Quap does pop the BKB. JP starting to fall low. Immortal X says, okay, now's my time to shine. I'm in this fight too. They are turning golden. That Scream of Pain's going to go wide, but in the meantime, they have picked themselves up the Mega Creeps after ripping a fair few buybacks. It is a 5v5, but it is versus Mega Creeps. He's in another tornado here. He loves the view up there. He can see his whole house from up there. Sadly, can't do much about the enemy heroes, although biting my tongue a little bit. JP's going to pick himself up a kill on Flipper. These are like the
commiseration kills.
Yeah, the commiseration kills.
Yeah, it's just, I mean, no buyback from SF in that last fight too. Like maybe there was a play if he had buyback and come into that arena when they had no BKB on Ursa and stuff. There was maybe something to be done, but yeah, it's hard to get their damage where they need to get it in this fight this game for BDC, unfortunately. And the net worth leads 24k obviously at this stage now. They just have more items on Creep Enjoyers. I have to say though, this Brewmaster has been impeccable this game. Like he's been super rich all game, played around his timings like perfectly, even when his team was behind. And then like all these fights, I just feel like he's been everywhere he needs to be. It's been really excellent.
Yeah, they never struggled for damage in this game. There was a nice kind of job switch in this game between like Witch Doctor in the sky having like enough damage to kill a carry in the early game to now those heroes are like decently useless beyond some like clutch casks from Sam, but now it's all the Ursa Brew Quap show who could pretty much 3v5 the enemy team, it feels like.
Yeah, for sure. And Quap actually doing a lot too. Like I feel like it's been kind of it hasn't been like super flashy, but I think like the ultis have done a ton to SF in almost every fight, and just like as you said, they just have tons of damage on Radiant. And they're far enough ahead that they were able to buy the like blink on Ursa and get more lockdown and stuff too. So I wonder if this is a thing of like not playing against Brewmaster enough. Like, is it one of those heroes you know like you kind of have a list of heroes you have to buy BKB against because otherwise you can't play the game? And maybe on SF not playing against Brewmaster that much, not realizing okay, I'm never just gonna get thrown in the air every fight and I'm never gonna get to hit anyone. You know, it could be something like that. But he has really suffered with that one this game.
I wish I could say that it's this specific hero matchup, but I'm inclined to say I think if you're a carry and you're not buying a BKB, you probably have an ego defect. But I'm not saying that about
Mr. Swiper.
Mr. Swiper. I'm sure he's lovely. He just should buy a golden bar. He has completed the Silver Edge, so he will break them in this fight, and he will prove me wrong.
Yes. Is there anyone in this game that the movement speed reduction is particularly good against? Not really, but you know.
No,
good item,
not
I
something
suppose.
that matters a ton when they're trying to force their way into your fountain, as they are here. He is feared, he is maledicted, he is dead,
And
he
he's
has no
dead.
buyback because he bought a silver edge. JP doing everything he can with an arena at the front of this fight. The Death Ward tearing to absolute shreds in the back of it. And now this is Immortal X's city, and he is here to stay. There's a buyback from Ember Spirit to bring down the Skywrath. But Skywrath is the sacrificial lamb leading Hosekage to slaughter, as he's going to get brought down by just a couple of maledicts. Maybe he finds his way to the enemy base, to his own base, but they are just going to pop the refresher. He dies to the maledict in his base. They're not going to call GG, but there it is. There's the GG. Creep Enjoyers claim themselves the first win. Their first win against this team of the season, and their first win in this best of 3 lower bracket series. With their back against the wall, they came to play.
Yeah, and I would say, like, I don't know how much if you watched, but I feel like this might be the best game they've played all season. Like, they played super well this game. Morgs really excelled, I think. And just in general, like, they played as a team really well. I think, like, we had some maybe sus expectations for the Skyrat this game, but they, like, defended him really well. Like, even when they went on him on BDC, I think they always traded him for at least one other kill. And I think they just executed better than BDC throughout this entire game, to be honest. So, yeah, hopefully more of the same next game.
Yeah, absolutely. Don't go anywhere. We will be back after just a short break for more Div 2 lower bracket action. Bye.
5 seconds remaining.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for joining me back for this Irish Dota League Season 6, Division 2, Losers Round 1, second game.
Game 2.
Yeah, Game 2. I'm joined by Asgrav of Imprint Esports and Anti-Extreme of Wong's Bakery, behind-the-scenes baker. Creep and Joyous took their first win of, I think, potentially the entire season, if not at least their first win against BDC as they go up 1-0 in this best of 3 against BDC.
It is their first game win of the season, yeah.
It is their first game win, full stop.
Yeah, they have not won a single match, yeah.
Yeah, they're back against the wall. They came to play with fierce performances from Brewmaster, played by Morgs, and from Flipper, keeping them in the early game of this. And some slightly throwy plays from the side of BDC, being a bit egotistical about their item choices. They have banned out the Largo, and they are now deciding whether to ban the Brewmaster. Yeah.
You're not getting the free win this time, Morgs.
I didn't catch the start of the draft last game. What have they deviated from?
Creep and Joy is identical. This was the same from last time. They also banned banned Largo and BDC, but otherwise this brew is new. Who else did they ban? I mean, they obviously let SF through, so they didn't ban that.
Because this is
this TA as well. They also banned this on Creep and Joyers, yeah.
This is the telltale of when it stops being group stage and it starts becoming best of 3 series. It's about whether or not you can force them to ban your heroes, but also whether you can actually capitalize on the heroes that they now have to let through because they banned your heroes. So they've gotten rid of Morg's Brewmaster. They've gotten rid of Morg's Axe. What's left in the pool for this guy to show him who's boss on? Adam.
Well, he's a big Phoenix player. He loves Phoenix, which is also it's not a good offlane hero, but I know he loves Phoenix. Underlord, potentially, one of the best offlaners, could be one they pull off. Not as kind of very obvious impact as Brewmaster, you might say, but
I can fuck with an Underlord. Definitely is super oppressive hero, and
they banned the Witch Doctor too. Very smart choice.
I've not seen him play the Pugner on Flipper, but that's his other signature, right?
It is, yeah. And he's also spammed Ringmaster like crazy too. So they will take SF. Okay.
They're gonna take the SF. I like it. I love the confidence.
Yeah. I also know for sure, because we were going to the last game not really knowing if Swiper was an SF player. I know for sure that Immortal X98 is an SF player. He's played it in D2I. I've seen him play it in pubs. It's definitely one of his best carry heroes, so we can be confident in that this game.
Having seen that game, and now that we have some data to pull from, do you think that Swiper is an SF player?
I don't think he's an SF player, or at least I don't think he plays it that much. I'm not going to say he can't be, but yeah. But they will do what you guys did. This is a Wong's special, Spirit Breaker straight into the SF. Do you want to talk about why you guys did that and why it's so good?
They banned Tusk and I don't play any other heroes. So I said, pick me the single target global BKB piercing stun.
Yeah, fair.
And I'll click on the enemy carry. And then I went 2-14 and got carried by my offlaner as usual.
Yeah, but you made the enemy carry click on you. That's the whole point here, right?
Yes, maybe. It was paired with the Darkseer, which we will see if BDC pull out. I know that JP does have games on the Darkseer and is capable of pulling it out. Creep and Joyers might have the presence of mind to ban it here. It's a pretty generic pairing with the Spirit Breaker, but no, they decide instead to ban out the Mars. Fair enough.
One thing to flag here, Creep and Joyers did ban Slark in the last game. They've not banned it here, and it is Swiper's by far most played hero in the last 3 to 4 months, by a very significant amount. So it's not a bad matchup to SF either. He obviously can't hit you. I mean, you have some AoE damage, but generally not bad. So I would not be surprised if they pick this just to give Swiper his most comfort hero.
Is that a matchup where you would maybe start doing this SF build that's starting to be popularized, where the
magic damage build?
Yeah, the magic into Biodateless with level 25 and one shot.
I could see it, yeah. I wouldn't be, because the good thing about this is when you go the magic damage build, you also level stats instead of Feast of Souls, so you're also that little bit tankier, which I think is good playing into like bursts from Stark and stuff. So I could definitely see it if Immortal 98 is comfortable playing it. It also is good against Spirit Breaker, right? Because the whole thing is Spirit Breaker is to stop him attacking. So there could be two reasons there that you do that. But
they pick up the Punjabi Shadow Demon, also pretty nice against the SF, and
yeah,
a decent support duo here. But worth noting that does mean it's going to be a position 5 Spirit Breaker, so they're going to have to hunt around for ideally a ranged carry to pair with this. Is there one left?
would they not? They wouldn't put Punjabi 5 and click on the 4 Spirit Breaker.
Maybe they would. Maybe they would.
I don't know. Just because I know Click also plays 4 a lot as well, so I think they could.
Definitely the weaker role for the Shadow Demon, but obviously the stronger role for the Spirit Breaker. So we would have to see. Is there any chance of this being a flex to mid Shadow Fiend?
Is there? I think Rice does play it, actually. I do think he does. But I would imagine, because I know this is an Immortal 98 like signature hero kind of, I would imagine he'll just take it. But I will be surprised if BDC don't pick Slark in these next two picks, just because of how much Swipe replaces hero. And I hope Creep and Joyers have a plan for that. Jakiro not particularly. Yeah. One of Flipper's best heroes in the past. Now, recently he hasn't played it that much, but I mean, obviously, just generally amazing hero, not too difficult to play, wins every lane, so you can't really go too wrong.
Yeah, they've probably picked the strongest or second strongest lane combo
in the game,
currently in the game. But worth noting that this is how BDC's draft kind of started.
I was about to say,
last time. They didn't make it look too hot, so
no,
it's definitely far from infallible. Continuing to sink quite a lot of time into these mid-round picks, as you should, and they opt for the Tiny. Tell me about this pick, please.
Yeah, I know Fiercest Warrior definitely plays this, so this could be 4, or I mean, it could be flex mid. I'm not sure if Rice does. Do you think this hero is good on mid right now? Like, I mean, I know he's been played a ton on 4, and you play it yourself on 4, but do you think it's also good on mid, or do you think it should just stay there?
It's playable, but I think it's playable in case of emergency.
Yeah.
If there ends up being some super good flex pick, it's nice right now that their roles are semi-open. And Tiny is definitely good against the heroes that are already picked by BDC. Worth noting that Avalanche is an aura, so it's not affected by the status resist of Bulldoze.
Oh, true, actually, yeah. I mean, it's also another AoE stun for Slark as well in ulti. Not the biggest deal, but something to be said for that too, if they do pick it. Because they know he wants this, I think, so we'll see.
They opt for the Legion Commander. I went on a massive rant about this hero earlier in one of my pubs and then got low priority, so it's probably best that I keep my opinions to myself about this one, but yeah, it doesn't buy auras, so I don't really want it in the game.
Yeah. Does it serve a similar purpose to something? I mean, Beastmaster's probably just a better version of it, but that in a way that you just like single target kill something like the SF, which is like the mega boss in this game or whatever. Obviously, you have to be rich enough that you don't just die to the SF, but you know, is that the idea?
I think that's the problem. Is that you don't you do if you've had a good enough early game, which Legion Commander has no way of securing herself, and she also can't solo Roche, and there is the Slark.
Yeah. Which I'm not surprised with. Like, they picked Jakiro, like he obviously has a purge for the lane. I'm sure Swiper is feeling pretty okay about this pick. I don't think it's the worst matchup into SF. Now, if he goes to magic damage build, it's definitely a bit better, but I think he's probably fine with that matchup too. But they will have an offlane pick on Creep and Joyers to play into this, so that feels pretty good.
Yeah, they get the retort pick here on 18 against the Slark. And it's on Morgs as well, who, popped off a ton last game. Is there anything obvious in his bag of tricks that will answer this? Well, you have no time to answer the question. Enigma!
Yeah, I mean, really tough lane for Slark, right? Like, very little AoE control. I was going to say something like Timbersaw too. I know, like, in some ways, Slark can counter Timbersaw late game, but he kind of owns him early game if he gets ahead. But yeah, the Enigma. Morgs does love these tricky heroes. Like, he'll play the Brewmaster, this like Phoenix offlane, the Enigma and stuff. And Slark, yeah, will struggle against these Eidolons in lane, I think.
Yeah, like it's not not a free black hole game by any means, but Enigma is far from just that. And
Yeah. Are there tricks you can do
Eidolon's.
at SB to like get range to try ultium and stuff, or is that not really doable?
Yeah, 100%. Like his ult is a very a pretty guaranteed way of stopping Enigma ult before Enigma
Okay,
gets
yeah.
Ags, which is like super far into the future. So you can't really play around that.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, Black Hole is not terrific this game. Pre BKB, he's just going to get banished. Post BKB, the person he's holding is going to get banished, and he's going to get Netherstruck. But Eidolons are going to turn the map red,
Yeah. And also,
and
like,
then
that's like the Slark's lane is like, and like early farming is the biggest weakness of the hero, right? And if you can just like kick him out of lane with like 3k net worth or something, he's really going to struggle to come back into the game. So,
yeah, and it's so pivotal in this. Like we saw last game when BDC were playing a similar draft to Creep Enjoyers right now, that it was really important that they didn't get snowballed out of lanes and into the mid game.
mhm.
And I question right now if BDC have the facilities to hold their own in these lanes.
Yeah, I agree.
But mechanically, they did look they looked better, way better than Creep Enjoyers in lanes.
Yeah, that is true. I also really hope SF goes the magic damage build now. Like I think there's actually such an easy way to play this game if Enigma gets ahead and you just like both blink ulti and kill two heroes and play the fights from there. Like usually if you go the magic damage SF build, you go like Falcon Blade into like some Kaya Yasha thing and blink, and then you like blow someone up straight away. And I think this could be a really easy way to win the game if you do that. But we'll see if he decides to go that build.
BDC kind of looking like they lack any team fight right now. Really, their pickoff is really good, but that only works if they have enough damage to.
Yeah, do you think they're looking for something to play into the Legion ult a bit more? Like really neither Spirit Breaker or Shadow Demon are going to kill the person in Legion ult for you, right?
Yeah, Creep Enjoyers are going to have to pick first. The Quap and the Primal Beast are going to be banned out. Is there? You said that Rice plays these like kind of gimmicky, tricky heroes.
He
Any
does.
examples of those that you think are going to pop out?
Right here, I mean, he plays a lot of Huskar, but I don't think he'll pick it into like these heroes, and then also without last pick. I'm trying to think what else is good here. I mean, he could.
Doesn't Huskar solo this game?
Does it? I feel like Slark's not that bad into it. No.
I don't know. I don't think Slark particularly likes getting Blink Ags altered, but
I mean, that's fair. I suppose I'm thinking of maybe like later in the game when like both heroes are farmed or whatever. Like natural Silver Edge buyer as well, but maybe. Oh,
right.
oh no. Oh no, so it must be an SF mid, right? Which is fine. That's probably fine.
Don't lie to me.
Unless they do something really fucky here and it's Tai Lung playing Enigma mid that we and all playing Wraith King. But because Morgs does play Wraith King, we've seen it. But I think this must be Immortal X98 Wraith King carry. Which maybe the call is Immortal doesn't like playing magic damage SF, but they know it's better for the game. They move that to mid. They play this hero, which is pretty bad, but you know,
And they rip Selena, which is
good into every matchup.
it's decent. Yeah, it'll, like you say, it'll trade into any matchup. It does
Okay,
give
it
you a
is
bit of
this.
extra damage into the LC. Rice is going to take the Shadow Fiend mid. Hosakage going for the slow burn facet. That's kind of interesting to see.
I mean, good knowledge by BDC,
Enigma.
obviously, to know they're going to run this SF mid now, I suppose. But I like the fact they have magic damage SF on their team. Like, I think that's better. But is rating not just really bad? Is that not the?
Yeah, you kind of convinced me a little bit with that conversion that yes, I agree. If Rice ends up like popping off and being super flashy in this game and getting these big ults, defending the black hole, that is a way for them to win.
Like, I feel like Wraith King
Immortal,
doesn't have to do very much this game, right?
yeah, I'm just concerned because he did have to do a lot last game and he did do a lot.
Yeah, that is true. That is
So
true.
it feels bad then putting him on a Wraith King. But I mean, they're feeling themselves. They've definitely got some interesting heroes, and they've definitely got some ways to win. No issues with tower damage in this game.
That is true, yeah.
Game 2 between BDC and Creep Enjoyers. Asgrave, who you got?
I think I like Creep Enjoyers this game. I think this Black Hole into SF is going to be too good. And I'm not sure how good Slark is as a hero in general. So that's my read. What about you?
They have really good pickoff on BDC. It's often hard to predict the Spirit Breaker hero. If he can disrupt the game heavily and get some kills with LC, maybe get that ball rolling, I like to believe that they have a shot. But yeah, I have to take Creep Enjoyers team fight and lanes in this one.
Do you know, is this SF mid lane against Lina very Lina favored, or is it pretty even? Or I imagine like this is one of the better laners into SF, right, on Lina?
I mean, for sure, but I don't know if any lane into SF is heavily favored against SF, because he just presses Shadow Rays on the creeps and then on the camps and then on the heroes.
Yeah. I also think they probably picked this Wraith King into the playing into Jewel, but I don't even think you really needed to do that. Oh, maybe a level 1.
No, Fist's Warrior going to pop on JP here, who is going to get tossed back into 4 heroes. JP feeling strong but not strong enough. There is a Light Strike array, there is a Blood Grenade. Immortal X picks himself up the first blood, and now Punjabi found himself in pretty deep. And the Eidolons are here to click. He has been banished. Fiercest Warrior has a toss in 5 seconds. Reese does have a long range raise, but Fiercest Warrior is just going to bring him down with a right click. Flipper now set his eyes onto Hosikage. They do have a toss back if they get it. He does get the toss back into 2 heroes. There's a Light Strike array, but it only hits 1. He doesn't quite have the body blocks there. Reese has a raise, but not enough mana to play with, not able to drop him down low enough. Click is here now in the middle of 4 heroes. The Eidolons have actually duplicated. That's how many clicks they've gotten off in this fight. Flipper dives himself up a little bit under tower, which might spell the doom of him. The Eidolons actually timed out, and there's a Light Strike array. Swipe is going to pick himself up the kill, so it does end up being a 2 for 2. They weren't quite able to have enough damage to finish off Lina under the tower. So not the end of the world either way, but they were able to pick themselves up first blood onto the King of Wraiths.
Indeed. I imagine this Tiny matchup into Lina has to be pretty good for Tiny too, right? Like he's probably just going to watch the sides of the fight from most of this game and try to throw her into the rest of the heroes, I think. Which Lina definitely doesn't like dealing with, but...
Yeah, he switched from... I was a bit worried. He switched from slow burn to
nice. Very good, very good.
I've done this many times recently, of taking a dogshit facet because of overthrow and then going into a real game and realizing I'm useless.
Oh, that is not fun.
There should be a breath of fresh air for the LC lane, however, realizing that they don't in fact have to lane against SF Jakiro, and instead
that would have been...
They get to play against a Wraith King.
Do you think this lane is still pretty good for Dire though? Like especially when they have the SB on the lane and Legion's not as good against Jakiro as it used to be.
It's looking doable right now as they have the stun up onto Click, but he gets the level 2 and he has a salve as well. No, I think it's pretty even, to be honest.
Okay.
I think a couple of levels, and they actually have more nukes and probably have a better time.
We're taking a lot of damage here from JP. But yeah, I do believe in the Morgs solo this lane bottom as well. Like I'm not sure how... I presume Shadow Demon into the Enigma is going to be pretty hard as well, right? Like there's not really much wave clear from either.
Yeah, for sure.
Either hero.
Yeah, I think if you're a seasoned Enigma player, you can probably abuse this lane. I have faith in Morgs that he knows how to make it work.
For sure.
Immortal protecting his pull here.
Would you even go like? I presume it's like a Radiant build on Wraith King this game, right?
I honestly couldn't tell you, but I would have to assume so. There's an Avalanche on Punjabi, but doesn't have mana for the toss on Fiercest Warrior, so just a bit of harass here and forth. There's a bash onto Immortal X, but Flipper has so much right-click damage that Click is just going to get traded down in the meantime, and now JP is going to get bullied away from the wave.
Yeah, the Spirit Breaker not going to have the same impact that Clockwork did in this lane last time, unfortunately.
No, but in theory, pretty similar impact across the game. Kind of.
Yeah, true.
Pretty similar heroes, to be honest.
Yeah, for sure.
He is going to charge back. He's going to charge back top, and he's actually going to be there just about in time to fight for the fruit if they decide to do it. If JP wants to get up close and personal, it's going to be there a bit too late, and Immortal X isn't going to be there for it. So just
you were right about this mid lane though. 19 and 8 on SF versus the 9 and or 11-0 on Lina. So and I presume like with I might get a kill bottom here. I was going to solo
clicking down Slark. I thought Tiny was going to come out of this way lower than he was, but it looks like maybe they started this. They started this engagement.
Yeah, it's really not fun for Slark to play into this Enigma. But yeah, I feel like SF lanes only get stronger too as he gets more souls. So this mid lane is not looking very good for Radiant.
Yeah, so do Lina lanes for sure. As she just gets more levels in her spells, but.
I suppose they're both going to do the same thing and just clear wave and run away, right? So
yeah, I would expect so. Lina probably actually has a bit of an easier time fighting for runes and with runes, so we might see a bit more early movement from her.
Mm-hmm.
But neither team put much onus on that in the last game. No one really liked fighting
that
over
is true,
power
actually.
runes.
Yeah, maybe SB like not feeling like he can do as much on lane might do more with it this game. We'll see, but.
Potentially, but top lane going far from bad. Like JP having a pretty chill time, 21 and 1 up here.
I mean, Legion is just like a naturally decent laner, right? Like unless you have like a really good range carry or something, but like good base damage. Obviously, the big nuke on the Q and like lifesteals. So
yeah, I will say anyone looks like a good laner when they get to lane against Wraith King. But
yeah, fair. But yeah, Slark 12 and 1 in this bottom lane. Enigma not lasting amazingly. Like
charge out at the same time as the stun out onto JP. Click splitting up this fight, protecting his offlaner. Immortal X now going to have to run back and think about trying to bring down the Spirit Breaker, who doesn't quite have the HP to TP out. And Flipper's going to pick himself up another kill onto Spirit Breaker. These aren't deaths that Spirit Breaker cares about, don't get me wrong, but they're kills that the lane care about getting for sure.
Yeah. I mean, obviously they'd love Legion there, but yeah, I was gonna say even though Enigma, like every time we've looked bottom, it seems like they're owning this lane, but Enigma only 3 more last hits than Slark, 10 denies, but pretty similar actually on the last hits. So
yeah, this is the first time in the bot lane that they've managed to get the wave under their tower on the side of Creep and Joyous. BDC doing a good job up until this point. Punjabi had the camp like triple stacked.
Okay, that makes sense then.
Keeping it back there. Yes,
because Enigma also is a hero. Like you want to be rich on this hero as well. Like you obviously like you want to win your lane if you're drafted this Slark, but you also need to hit your timings and stuff too. So
for sure, it's not really. It's a hero that can kind of buy anything. Would you like to see him go like some Vlad's pipe blink route, or he's just queued to drums?
I was gonna say I feel like this Boots of Bearing item is like what everyone would buy, right? But I mean he's definitely gonna, if you want to play with the SF, you definitely want Blink at some point. Vlad's that good this game? I mean, so it's like Wraith King has lifesteal already, and both of your other cores are kind of magic damage. I don't know. I'd say he'll just go Boots of Bearing, and then some Blink BKB maybe.
There's a Banish now onto the Enigma, who is also charged. He might get wind of this. We'll see if Tiny has the fingers to get on top of this. They actually toss Slark back onto Enigma at the same time as the charge arrives. So yeah, kind of exactly where Slark wanted to be. But hey ho, you got to get one Tiny airlines out of the way early on.
Yeah.
Make sure that you don't ruin the game later. It's just, yeah, you got to do it.
And JP kind of owning on the last hits on top here now, 35 to 26. I mean, especially when one lane has the Jakiro and one lane has the Spirit Breaker, that's very good for the Radiant.
Yeah, and now Hoskakage here after Morgs has just TP'd in. They're just going to charge back in. They did basically the same move last game. Fiercest Warrior might bring down Punjabi, but he has the fruit as well. So Morgs is dead with a walk back to lane. So similar story to the reverse lane of last game, where we see someone with a really good early start, but then BDC immediately nip it in the bud. They're, I will say, later on in the game they were a bit sus, but early on their macro movements on the map, BDC, they definitely knew what was up.
Yeah, for sure. That's a really like rough death on Enigma. Like he's got to feel pretty bad about that. Especially when it seemed like they were kind of winning the lane at the beginning, and now it's like Stark's gonna probably hit 6 pretty quick. And once he hits 6, it's pretty hard to pressure him out, you know. So yeah, he's all right. Level 5.5. So your time period where you were gonna pressure this guy out of lane is gone now, basically, which is pretty unfortunate.
Enigma's like only just overtaken Jakiro on the net worth, so I wonder
Yeah,
at
now
some
what
point do you
they
just hit the woods?
yeah, I would imagine so. I wonder if they're regretting putting this Jakiro top now instead of with the Enigma and just like really own this lane. I suppose you don't want to lane into Slark, but still,
Actually,
like,
I think you do with the like Twin Terror. I think you just click him.
oh, okay, fair. Yeah.
They're trying again for a move down here. Flipper is here this time. So they are gonna get themselves down a consolation kill onto Swiper. He is gonna fall.
That is such a nice kill right before he hit 6 as well. Like he obviously missed a load of creeps there, I think, but yeah, to get him there before he hit 6 is huge.
One thing I've been super happy about both these teams doing is kind of acknowledging what needs to happen and then making it happen. You know, like they needed to get Enigma into this somehow, and so they make a move and they make it happen.
Yeah, 100%. It's not even really about killing the Slark, it's about getting your Enigma something on the map.
Yeah, 100%. Fiercest Warrior almost bringing down Spirit Breaker, but he was able to charge away. And they are electing to just run the 1v1 top lane, but now Hosakage has found himself in the bot lane with the Power Rune. If it's just Fiercest Warrior, they're not too upset about this. But they need to try and help Morgs out of this one. They do have the charge on click. There's a nice ice path to defend Morgs here. Hosakage.
Yeah, lots of pressure in this bot lane for sure.
Yeah, that's where the action is, but SF was able to hit the middle tower a little bit, get the wave in on mid lane. Nothing substantial, but yeah, he'll make his mark known later in this game.
Yeah, and I'm not sure is it just from those kills on Spirit Breaker, but even though Wraith King's last hits are not like incredible or anything, he is. I mean, they're good, but he's very rich. Like he's 1,000 ahead of the LC.
Avalanche now on JP. They didn't quite get the toss back, but the stun was there. The slow isn't quite going to be enough, so actually punished for not quite getting the toss back. But it is going to be enough to bully him back to base, and Immortal X is going to get free reign of top lane. So, yeah, like you say, it looked good for him early game, but it looks like Immortal X is going to come out on top again. Meanwhile, there is a go out. There's a 2-man black hole. They have Travels on Rice at the start of this. He didn't actually click anything, but he was there for more support. last
deciding whether to right click or to use raise, but
yeah.
he did opt to use the raise. Good, really good black hole there though, right on the edge for those two heroes, and into the
really
SFTP.
Nice, like with the Travels reveal as well, really nice.
Yeah, really well played.
And
that's like that. Sorry, go on.
I don't know if it was the plan, but the Travels pickup with the Eidolons, there's definitely a lot of room for like
true
plays
actually
on the map with that. As JP TPs himself to the bot lane, gonna have no issues bringing down Flipper. Hosakage is gonna come down here as well and bring down Enigma. So yet again, putting a ton of onus on trying to secure this lane one way or another. This lane is like coughing baby versus coughing baby lane. You know, Slark has 3.1k net worth. Enigma has 3.1k net worth. No one is happy. Everyone has a shit time.
yeah, for sure.
Fuck you.
I feel like Enigma just doesn't want to be here anymore. Like he used Black Hole. I think you go jungle for sure at the stage. Fiercest Warrior wants to kill Lina on mid, but I'm not sure.
Yeah, they've TP'd Jakiro here as well with an avalanche and a toss back. They definitely have the facilities to make it happen. Hosakage walking up super aggressively here. This is probably going to spell doom for him. They have the avalanche. The Light Strike Array is going to be there, but Ice Path to follow up. Toss on top of the SFO.
Very well done.
Plenty of damage to bring down Hosakage. Click gonna make his presence known as he storms down the river. And
yeah, I mean, this tiny throw back into SF ult is always great, right? Really strong throughout the entire game.
Yeah, again, both teams coming into the game swinging, you know, like BDC showing more than happy to make these moves on the map. Good macro decisions from the kind of 0 to 10 minute mark, but then Creep and Joy has come back with just as much awareness of their own strengths and what they do want to defend and what they don't want to defend. So
Yeah, and a willingness to kind of like try to make the hard kills work as well. Like this Lina kill was not super easy to execute by any means. Even that kill, bottom one flipper came through the gate to kill Stark and stuff. Like these are all tough enough execution kills that they've managed to make work.
yeah, and meantime, Enigma, not a hero who has any qualms with doing what he's doing now and just doing what Slark can't and just recovering in the jungle. Punjabi walks over Fiercest Warrior in the mid lane. Meanwhile, Rice is having a walk down to the bot lane with an Invis rune. Slark will know if he is seen, and in fact the tower will also know. So they're going to suspect something is up here.
Oh, he is charged though. This could be a bad death
Yeah,
here.
he has the sentry on click as well, but not to dust. So Rice is able to walk away from this one. He's still got some time on the Invis rune, so actually just kind of drawing some attention.
Yeah, Click the only hero in this game that does not have level 6 yet, so that was a bit tough. But he almost has it, but it would have been nice there.
Yeah, he runs them all the way to bot lane and then Booster travels back to mid, so not actually too upset with this. Hosakage is back here. They might try and make a go out onto Fiercest Warrior, who does get the avalanche out. The charge goes straight through and onto Rice, cancelling his ult. He has the 6 now on Click as well, cancelling the ult twice. So it looks like it could be a clean 3-for-1 trade here as they rotate just as strong back to the mid lane.
Yeah, I mean, that's the first time I think both Shadow Demon and SB get into pressure rolls for the first time, and Shadow Fiend obviously not the tankiest hero, so just a little bit of mis-execution. Maybe thought they were stronger there, but Lina has been pretty untouched this game as well. Like she actually is doing quite well. 6.6k net worth. Is there any version of this hero that goes magic damage build anymore, or is it all right click?
I think even when you have like they right click for the first 2 or 3 items, but I think even after that point, it's just quality of life to take the Ags anyway.
Okay.
So I do think they still opt for that, but beyond that, yeah, not really.
Yeah, and she kind of has been everywhere. She's had impact on every lane.
Charge onto Immortal X, but just a clout charge.
Mm-hmm. JP without a duel victory yet at 14 minutes, which isn't the worst thing ever, but just not obviously dominating the game in any way.
Yeah, which kind of usually the tale of this hero in competitive matches. I do feel like it's very much a pub hero, and then he gets picked in games like this, and there's so many less openings for these like pickoffs across the map, especially early on. And even when there are these openings, you like don't trust yourself as much because like surely they wouldn't play here without someone behind them, and then you really don't want to feed a duel on the main stage. So yeah,
for sure.
Not the flashiest hero in these games usually, but he did actually carry a Div 1 game pretty handily. Must have been for me to remember it because I remember nothing about that season. But I do remember him owning a lower bracket Div 1 game with it, so maybe we'll see something. Yeah, maybe we'll see something later on.
Nice, yeah, potentially. Wraith King about to finish up his Radiance. That'll be a nice 16-minute timing, probably. Pretty solid. Hasn't been really touched this game either, to be honest.
Yeah, going straight for that. Do you then go back for the armlet, or
I don't know. Different people have different. I don't think you do, probably.
The charge out now onto Rice. The avalanche is going to miss. If he has the ult to boot off the back of this, the ice path is going to clip, but he's just going to go straight down. There's a toss onto LC. There's going to be his first dual win of the game with the Laguna Blade. Macropyre is thrown down for not much. Morgs is going to bring himself here, and 2 right clicks are going to bring down Click again to his mortal enemy Flipper. But Flipper's going to get brought down by Swiper. Black Hole is dropped at the very start of a Light Strike array, and BDC have taken this game by the horns.
Yeah, kind of out of nowhere. Black Hole probably just, I think without your SF, you just don't want to use that spell, probably. So just a little bit outplayed, but maybe Immortal 98 trying to get some use out of the ulti or something.
Yeah.
But maybe you do go for Armlet. Maybe you go like Armlet BKB or Armlet Blink BKB or something. Not sure.
And this isn't an incredibly different story to last game. Like, it shouldn't feel worse than last game. You know, the enemy mid laner has a marginally better game than your mid laner. Immortal X has a good game. In this one, he has a better game than Swiper. I think it just feels worse because he's a Wraith King.
Yeah, yeah. But I suppose like he is going to play, like he does play into a lot of these heroes well, except for maybe Slark. Like Slark is going to enjoy all the stacks he builds up on him in the fight and stuff. And obviously, like casting his shard plus his ulti is kind of annoying for Wraith King too. But even into Lina, like I think if Wraith King gets to jump Lina in these fights, she will just die, which is probably the idea here.
Yeah, we're seeing a bit of a noticeable difference between the SF and the QoP of last game. It's a lot more vulnerable to getting jumped, and it looks like Morgs is going to
nice blink.
There's a good Q into blink. The charge wasn't close enough, so yeah, really good dodge of the smoke gank there, keeping himself alive. So that is drum straight into blink, and he is going to go for a BKB after that. So he really wants to make the black hole work in this game.
Yeah. Which I think makes sense with your SF, who is he close to? Oh, he has Kayayasha now, which is a big power spike, then the blink next probably. One thing noticeable is Swiper did go Diffuse first on Slark, so there might be a time where Wraith King gets caught with this mana drain before he buys Shard, we'll see. But it's something to look out for if they don't see that on Immortal 98 this game.
Yeah, for sure. I'm sure it's something that Immortal X will be
looking out for, yeah.
Yeah, keeping an eye out for.
I mean, I think they're happy to chill on Creep Enjoyers here. Like, they really do want more items on Enigma, and they want Blink on SF as well. So, like, and also you kind of just don't want to let Slark snowball either, right? So I think you're probably feeling fine if you're farming and they're farming for the next 10 minutes, right?
Yeah, which is a similar game state to last game, where they were happy. Last game they were in recovery mode. They have a go out onto JP now, but yeah, just lacking the control, not having the stacking damage that Ursa had last game. So
I said TP on Swiper here as well, so but
Swiper,
Click is coming in.
They do feel like taking the fight. Click gets cancelled by Fiercest Warrior. Rice is at the top of this. There's a
big throwback.
Now they feel like they can go ham. There's an ice bath. There's a blink in from Morgs. Punjabi's going to have to manage himself defensively just to delay the inevitable. There's the avalanche. He's going to get brought down by Rice as well, making himself known for the first time in this game. And
yeah, really well played by Creep Enjoyers there. We saw this power spike from the SF here with the Kayasha as well, and then just I think a bit of an overextension from Slark, maybe trying to TP there and play when he couldn't really.
Yeah, and I mean, you said about the diffusal on Slark, and as we know, Slark is a snowball hero, but you know he's an item and a half in, and he has 1,100 HP.
Yeah,
He will just die to SF spells for a good amount of time. Do you think he picked this hero because it is more socially acceptable to not buy BKB on it?
I mean, potentially after we watch last game.
Miss, Light Strike Array hit. There's a Laguna Blade as well. The shield is there for Rice, but he's actually just going to fall immediately to Hosakage, who now, after getting buffed up by the Laguna Blade, is just going to start clicking and going absolute ham. There's a bash and 3 kills for Hosakage. So
yeah, that is not what Creep Enjoyers anticipated happening in this fight for sure.
After a nice gauging of their strengths in the bot lane, there's a complete miscalculation of their strengths in the top lane. Immortal X is charged, and he is very far away from a tower.
Yeah, I think if this Lina, you have to. I think you have to use the SF tiny combo on her, or you have to blink the Wraith King on her. But I think otherwise, she's kind of just going to do exactly what she did in that fight. Like she will just rip through Enigma, especially when she hasn't got any aura.
She's actually going to be the biggest problem for Enigma in this game, I think.
She's also extremely rich. Have you seen this net worth? 13k net worth, and Wraith King's like, not even 10. Like that is actually incredibly rich in Hosakage.
Yeah, that is what happens when someone's at the top and then you feed him a triple kill, basically 1v3.
Yeah.
That will happen, and
indeed.
He is going to buy the item that makes him big and golden and immune to death. As they once again pick themselves up the Tormentor, but Swiper's going to fall as well. They dropped a black hole on him, I assume.
Yeah. Which is a nice play. I mean, they were smoked mid waiting for him. Honestly, not even that valuable a kill at this stage because he's pretty poor on Slark. I'm sure they're looking for this Lina, but they'll take whatever they can get, I suppose.
Yeah, they're positioned like they want a pick off on the top lane. They have just taken the Tormentor, so both teams have a general idea of where each other are. There's an obs placed there under a sentry. Flipper should see this as he comes out, but they might spot out SF first. Flipper is going to show on the top wave and probably just burn a jewel there. They're being disciplined.
Yeah.
They want a more important kill. Fiercest Warrior sees the obs now and is just going to go for it. They're being very disciplined, waiting for Swiper here before this go.
Wraithking probably farmed 7 camps in the time this.
Yeah, they really they wanted a more
but...
important kill than Flipper, and have kind of settled for no kills as they back out of this, and they've sat.
This is really rough, actually.
Like half a minute now.
This is crazy.
Yeah, I mean, double-edged sword. I would have praised them for their discipline if it had worked, but now I think they're stupid. And now, in fact, there's a go out. There's an ice path. There is going to be a banish, but this could just be a setup for further goes. Spirit Breaker is here to split up the fight, and now there's a blink jewel onto SF underneath the tower. There's a beautiful toss back from Fiercest Warrior onto the wave behind, which means that JP is going to go down. And I think he might have even lost that jewel, and now they're in full retreat. He blinks up on Immortal X. He's going to find Lina. He's doing the same job he did last time. He's finding the enemy win condition, and he's bringing him down. There's a charge now from Click onto Rice. He's going to try and salvage this fight and get them some consolidation kills.
Who had the Pavlis on him, or the Solar Crest on him there, literally saving his life on Flipper. Wow, that was such a clutch toss by the Tiny there. Like, actually completely saved the fight. Really good.
Play the game so far for sure.
100%.
In fact, he's been pretty pivotal across the entire game, killing Lina on the mid lane, killing Slark on the bot lane, and now saving SF at the start of this fight.
Yeah.
And Immortal X, like I say, kind of adopting the same role as he did in the last one, of just the enemy strong defenseless hero. He's just going to sit on top of them.
Yeah, and you have to play into me, and like, how do you like kind of play around how big and hard to kill I am. But yeah, Slark with no real impact in this fight, like kind of heroes a little bit struggling. Even the Enigma, I mean, I this pike on the Lina is actually pretty good early. I think like that was pretty good there to get away from the Wraith King, but that fight goes completely differently if SF dies straight away, right? So could have really gone either way.
For sure. Yeah, they find themselves in the kind of tricky area on BDC where they have, yes, Lina is like super fat and super strong, but she's the only one. So Creep and Joyers just have to chuck everything on her, and then is like just turn tail and run time for BDC. And now she's not even that much fatter than a Wraith King of all heroes. And there's going to be a smoke clash here. They're going to get JP first. It's a good start. They do get a bit of a weird toss here into the jewel, into the black hole. They save the jewel from being lost. The black hole isn't going to kill anyone just yet. Spirit Breaker's going to die on the way down. The ult is there, and they're going to pick themselves up 3 kills. BDC cannot clash with the team fight here, and Fiercest Warrior actually finds himself past the Kage. There's a toss sideways, which isn't quite what they wanted, but Immortal X is here. The lockdown is just too much. Slark is beating into Morgs on the bottom side of this fight, but he just doesn't have the damage at this stage of the game. And now Fiercest Warrior isn't done just yet, but Slark very much is, as Swipe is going to back himself out as the sole survivor of this fight, and it's a 6k net worth lead for Creep Enjoyers at 25 minutes in this game.
Yeah, there's such a nice defensive black hole there. That's one thing I think they did really well last game too, is they defended each other really well. And in this game, Morgs throwing the black hole on his own SF to save him in that fight and then go from there. And yeah, just really, really well executed. We are seeing, though, how good the Spirit Breaker hero is against SF, though. Like, he basically did half his HP with a charge and an ulti.
A good duel and actually a double kill from JP. He's going to get a quick level 15 here. One hero up in the air, Click getting saved from Immortal X. And now they're actually in pretty deep. They do manage to charge out, and they TP out on the Tiny. They manage to get the charge onto Immortal X, though. He does have the ultimate, but that's going to be almost certainly delaying the inevitable as they get the ult onto him as well. Slark's going to get a few stacks here. He needs to be a little bit careful on Click. He's going to be dead once. Are they going to be able to cancel the blink with the Slark Q? They are. So he is going to be alone amidst 4 heroes, and he is eventually going to get brought down. So a good kill. Sadly goes on Punjabi, but
yeah, big
definitely
goal
great
there.
kills to get.
Nice. I'm pretty sure Swiper killed the SF boot to travel creep on that fight, so that was also a good play by Swiper there. Stop him coming in. But yeah, maybe just overstayed.
JP also one-shot Jakiro off of the Q damage.
The Q,
with the
that's sick.
at the start.
That's sick. Yeah, good play.
Yeah,
that's what you have to do with this hero, right?
Yeah, they did get themselves a tier 2. They were just a little bit greedy staying around for the whole thing. Maybe could have just let the Eidolons finish the job, but yeah, managing to pick themselves up the first tier 2 of the game. They're probably not too upset, but definitely a setback in their plans.
Yeah. Do you like this SF build going Lincoln second item? I mean, third item was after bots, but instead of Blink this game? Like, it's good against Legion, but it feels a little defensive too, do you think?
Yeah, it's defensive, and it doesn't make him gold. What is wrong with these people? I actually can't take it.
Yeah.
No, I hate it.
Yeah, I don't really like it either, because I feel like you just want to play where she can't see you anyway, and then you like blink and play the fight after she's dueled or something, you know?
I mean, I think it might be. I think I get it against the. I think it's the Spirit Breaker charge, so he can show on.
True, yeah, that's true.
I get it. It just looked like I'm looking at his inventory, and it makes me angry.
Yeah, the Spirit Breaker is owning him. Like we've seen every fight, he's almost dead from the Spirit Breaker. But
yeah, both the 4s having like massive impact in these fights, just like disrupting the enemy cores.
You'd almost prefer some weird like Yule's build or something and defend yourself that way. Maybe, I don't know, but
yeah,
he's going blink now.
4-man smoke out now from the side of Creep Enjoyers. They're drawing circles around the triangle. They've got some idea where the enemies are. They don't want to pop on Spirit Breaker. They don't really want to pop on Punjabi, but he's put himself in a really good position. He banishes himself. Flipper doesn't know exactly where he is, so he's actually just going to pop the smoke of Flipper, and he'll be alright for now. They are showing on that observer ward there, but this would be quite deep to go under this tower.
Yeah. They're very close to Blink on SF2. Like, I wouldn't hate it if they just farmed that for the... But they'll take this tower probably for free with Eidolons, so...
Tower's going to die to Eidolons. They are actually going to pop the glyph. They don't have another one, it's worth noticing.
Yeah, that's a interesting glyph.
They have the Blink flying out on SF now if this is Warrior's going to grab the last hit on the tower. But they've done a good job of splitting the map, while Creep Enjoyers have been grouping up, trying to close out the map. BDC have stopped this net worth lead from getting out of control.
Too much. Slark as well, it's noticed that like he's a very weak hero early, but like give it like 10 minutes and he actually will do something in this game. Like he has the Ags. If he gets BKB plus Shard, he will be a bit dangerous. Now they might just close in the game before that, but you're not like too far off feeling like, okay, you've dodged that part of the game where Slark, who's not snowballing, feels really, really bad, you know?
Yeah, and it just gets to the part of the game where he has to play really well, so then the onus is on him.
Yeah, true. Yeah.
Which mechanically he did play the last game fine, and I'm done beating the dead horse. But
yeah, and he is buying BKB. You saw this game as well, so.
JP's popped the blade mail. There's a ton of creeps here. They pop the Lincoln with the charge. Good coordination there. They get a 2-man black hole. They 3-man black hole. They don't have the cancel for it, and he wins the duel on Rice again. Swiper is in on the fight. Punjabi falling down low. Tiny's going to get clicked down by Hoskage at the top of this fight. Immortal 98 or whatever the fuck his name is going to kill Punjabi. Charging, but he's probably just going to tick down to Radiance, and now they're 3 dead at the bottom of the steps of their high ground.
That was a gorgeous black hole again. Like Morg's not necessarily going for these super aggressive behind enemy lines, but just like always saving the SF here because there's really no other save. And and he gets 3 people again, and they just win the fight off it. Really well done.
They're being disciplined. They're not ramming their faces into the enemy high ground. They are maybe setting their sights on Roche. They don't have the best hit for it. You think they're fine?
I mean, if SF comes down, does he have? He went the other build, so he doesn't have any armor reduction, but he has 50 extra duel damage on SF, so that's helping out a little bit.
Must have been the wind.
yeah. I wouldn't mind seeing a Greaves on someone on Creep Enjoyer. It's just like playing into this duel. Like I feel like either Jakiro or he can go Arcane Boots on Morg, so he's not going to do that. But I wouldn't hate Greaves and Jakiro. Just have that extra bit of healing for the SF or something. is also a good item.
They elect to take the Aegis on Rice pretty standard with Wraith King, I guess.
Yeah, and he's been targeted every fight, to be fair, as well. So I don't hate that at all.
Yeah, which
What
they
did they
did.
pop Link? Oh, sorry, go on.
They popped Lincoln with charge and then
Okay.
jeweled him, which I mean that's exactly how you should do it. But
Then I
yeah,
suppose
they
you've got
just
nothing
weren't
for the
able to
Enigma.
translate it.
Oh,
They
this
got
could be
Black Bolt.
huge.
Oh, he tosses his SF, so that Aegis is going to get burnt pretty quickly. He does have ult coming out of this, but there's going to be a duel onto Tiny. He's going to fall pretty fast to Hosakage. Hosakage is also going to start clicking into Rice. Rice does manage to get the ult off. They don't manage to bring him down in time, and Elsie and Slark are both going to fall to him. And now Spirit Breaker's in the middle of two heroes. Immortal X is here to bring down Lina. There's a good save here from Punjabi, but it's probably just going to be delaying the inevitable as he's the sole survivor who's going to have to live to tell Sabotage why they didn't win this series that they formerly hadn't lost a game on.
Yeah, I mean, that looked awful for a second when they lose Aegis immediately, but I'm
They
sure
were so close to bringing SF
They
down
were,
in time,
they were,
but instead
yeah.
they get hit by a Requiem and a Death Requiem.
Yeah, it's too
Now
much.
they
And
have
two
to rip two
buybacks.
buybacks.
Oh god, that's rough.
They
I mean, you said
are-
earlier in the draft the push is so good on Creep and Jories this game, you kind of have to respect it, but that's really tough.
Yeah, they're clutching to get something. If they're not careful, they might get turned on by Immortal X. And they do have to... They can't commit too heavily for Flipper. And now they're going to be happy with the buybacks that they secured.
For sure. And also, we have to say, like, as much as we were like, Wraith King may be bad hero, like, they actually have no answer for him in this game right now on Radiant. Like they put everything into SF, but the entire time, like, Wraith King can kind of do whatever he wants in these fights. So, yeah, definitely not feeling weak by any means on this hero.
Yeah, I mean, they haven't killed him like the first time in most of these fights, which is probably the, you know, like dumping spells on him can't be the answer because they're struggling to kill the heroes they are dumping spells on.
Yeah.
But
And the issue is the Slark's game is just not good enough. Like, Lina is doing a ton of damage, but Slark, it takes too long to build up damage if you're going to try kill them in duel, you know?
yeah, for sure.
Which is a little bit of anti-synergy in that way, right? Like, Legion needs burst damage, and Slark is like the least burst damage carry you could possibly get.
Yeah, and as we said, like Legion just kind of struggling to get off the ground in the same way as Enigma has. Elsie has 60 dual damage. Enigma has 25. Jakira has 25. SF has 50.
Yeah. Yeah, not really seeing the impact from this. Do you think this is the fastest on Legion? It's what people go.
It's what I see most in my games. I maybe would have liked to see him go the other one if he was against the SF on lane, just to secure his ability to stand on the lane a little bit.
Yeah.
But against the double melee lane, as we saw, like, I mean, he did great on lane, right? So
Yeah, for sure.
yeah, no, I do think this is the right choice. It's just so difficult in these games where like everyone's on the same page and protecting each other really well, and Creep and Joyers have done an even better job than the standard of that.
Yeah. SF going Ags here as his next item. I probably wouldn't have minded to see a BKB, but I mean, this is fine too, right? At least it's some extra HP and stuff. I just feel like you kind of want BKB not to play into Lina stun every fight, but...
Yeah, like, it was really close last fight, you know?
Yeah,
and it would have been a different fight if he didn't get it off. Now, if he does get it off, it's probably safe to say that they're fucked. But yeah, still a possibility that he doesn't.
Yeah. Yeah, we'll see. Maybe he... maybe if they just play fights better, they'll get impact out of it, I suppose.
Yeah,
But it starts next item.
Maybe Elsie has some performance anxiety associated with dueling him at this point.
Yeah, honestly. Going MKB on Stark next for the Radiance. I mean, I'm not ever sure what the trade-off is. Like, I just don't know the calculations. Like, is it usually worth going MKB into Radiance? But I feel like maybe there has to be a better item here. I'm not sure, but I also don't really know how to build Stark very well, so...
It's tricky in a game like this. I think on Slark, you want to hope that you get to hit for long enough that an MKB won't even matter because you're building up stacks. But in this, he probably has such a short window to get his damage out that he needs to. So
Yeah,
he's
I see that logic. Yeah.
he's kind of treating a problem that only exists because of the hero he's playing. But
Yeah. And because they're behind too, I suppose, right?
They're going to headbutt them way onto high ground. They get the toss back onto the exact hero that they want, who finds herself
aggressive
on top
blink
of
forward.
the hero that she wants, and he gets the black hole on top of the charge as well. The SF ult is there. She's BKB'd, but she's died back. The damage is straight through, and now they're on top of Punjabi. He's going to be sent to the Northern Realm, and there's another set of dual wins fed to the enemy team, along with a triple kill to Immortal X. We might
they can't kill anything.
Here. They didn't get themselves a single kill. SF is TPing back. Punjabi did buy back. He only TP'd back to the wave, so he's going to rejoin them shortly. They're picking themselves up Mega Creeps at very least here. That's Mega Creeps with a Spirit Breaker and a Shadow Demon. You can't clear these.
Yeah, no way. That was so, like, I mean, very aggressive. I don't know if she did it on purpose on Lina for staffing forward there, but very aggressive. And then Morg's insta black hole into the SF. They're just team fighting really well on Creep and Joyers, I have to say. Like, I feel like
she almost made the best out of a bad situation by getting on top of Enigma, but Enigma black holing and then the charge ending up in the black hole as well. There's a blade mail now, a duel onto the Jakiro, but that is just going to be a duel to say that he ended on more duel damage than the enemy.
Up to 90, not quite triple figures yet, but
no.
Yeah, really impressive Creep Enjoyers here. Honestly, their team fighting's been, I mean, they have better team fight heroes, but it has been very excellent.
Looks like they want to try one last fight. There is no black hole, there is still a Wraith King ult, and SF does have his ult back. It's going to be a 3v4 as Swiper, he leaps in, he's going to get Avalanche. The Lincoln is popped. Fiercest Warrior is going to get started on in this fight, but he's taking so little damage from this Slark. And Fiercest Warrior looks like he's just going to be able to walk his way out of this one. Immortal X does get banished, but chasing this means chasing into the open and waiting arms of Rice. It looks like they feel like they have to do it. The Avalanche is going to be there afterwards. There's a stun as well. Swiper pops to the BKB. Rice gets an ult on the backline. It's not the most effective. It does manage to stop any kind of follow-up, but Swiper does manage to pick himself up the kill on Tiny. So they now 4-3 outnumber Creep Enjoyers. They have one tier 4 tower and a dream of staying in this league.
Yeah, crazy. They're in like a knockout position right now as well. Punjabi curse apparently.
Yeah,
a team that was
the finalists of the last season now found themselves in round 1 lower bracket knockouts.
Yeah, against the team that lost every game in the group stage, but Creep Enjoyers, I have to say, really showing up here. The Slark has just like not had a single fight like that you want to play like Slark. Like you want these really long fights on Slark where you can build up stacks on different heroes and like play around. And you can even see here like that was just never possible. And yeah, it's just really hard for them to get damage outside of the Lina here.
And yeah, with these supports, it's like impossible for them to leave the base versus versus
so
Megas. Even, you know, Slark's not happy about it either, to be honest.
Yeah, and it's also like you're playing into, if you're gonna try get into late game Dota here, like you're playing into potential refresher orbs on Enigma and Shadow Fiend eventually, you know, which you don't really have that same option on BDC. I really like that they moved this SF mid, I have to say. I think the fact that he could play earlier in this game and had all the AoE damage for Slark early and just generally like have a higher tempo than SF carry, even with the magic damage build would be, I think was really smart by them.
Valve puts the win probability at 100% for Creep Enjoyers. He says
Wow.
that there is 0 chance that BDC can win this game. Would you agree?
I mean, I wouldn't say 0, but maybe is it in the 0 percentages? That could be possible. 0 point something. You know?
I choose to believe that no game is 0%.
I agree.
What does that ideal fight look like for BDC?
I mean, I think they have to blow up SF, who still doesn't have a BKB. He just went Scythe. They have to figure out like some fight where they get like all Lina spells into a duel on SF and then play it from there, I think. Or even Enigma. If they can duel Enigma, who has a Lincoln as well.
Spells, by the way.
Oh, it's so hard. It's actually so hard.
They've done a good job of popping the Lincolns with the charges, enabling the duel, but the duel hasn't been this like, it's not a one shot. They're not doomed the hero. They're not sentenced to death. It's a fight to the death, and
Yeah.
so far Creeping Joys have been winning that fight to the death, and they kind of need that charge to serve other purposes than popping Lincolns.
Yeah, for sure. It's also like there's no easy kills for BDC at all. Like you go on this Tiny who has 3.6k HP, Halberd, a Ghost Scepter, and a Lincoln. Vicious Warriors played really well this game, and then also Shakiro 2.5k HP, a Yules, and a Solar Crest. So like who are you killing even on the like as supports of this game? It's super hard.
Yeah,
I mean that's the nature of a 31k net worth league too, right? But
yeah, of course. They'll pick themselves up the Aegis, second roast of the game, so they're gonna have another Aegis, most likely on SF, and they're gonna pick themselves up a banner as well. Just deny it. Honestly, just deny it. I know you're thinking about it. I know.
You don't support this decision.
There's no feist on this team, but I get it. It's low bracket.
Yeah.
It's not.
I was about to say you can't remove Yasha here, but he does pop it in for the Ags. I feel like you get rid of Boots here and just play with your Enigma and your Tiny, but
he
ate the Ags.
He ate the Axe. He ate the Axe. Okay, yeah, nice. And now we are tuning in to what is almost certainly going to be the last fight of this game, as they cling on for dear
Tower's
life.
literally dying to mega creeps.
Yeah, the tower just dying to the creepers. They have to play so careful. Rice is going to start off with the Hex. There's a nice save from Punjabi, but he's going to die to Immortal X, who's in on the backline. Slark doing the best he can to click up in this fight, but there's a two-man black hole. Elsie's dropping low. Slark is in the ultimate. He's going to be safe for now. Click trying to disrupt this fight, but it's a triple kill for Immortal X, who is once again godlike, storming their way into this game. Creep Enjoyers, with their back against the wall, they're able to claim themselves a 2-0 victory. The BDC curse lives on. They are the only two wins of Creep Enjoyers, and it's against their formal grand finalist opponents, BDC, knocking them out in the first round of lower bracket of the Irish Dota League. BDC are gone. Creep Enjoyers will continue, even if this is their last memory in this game. It is knocking out their old rivals. They pulled it out the bag.
I'm sure they probably didn't expect this too much after going 0-8 in the group stage and be able to, I would say, pretty trounced in both these games. Like laning stage looked okay for BDC, but I think Creep Enjoyers pretty outplayed them in most of both these games. And yeah, super well played. I mean, I just think this. I don't know if there's an issue with maybe this patch is rough for Swiper's hero pool because we didn't see him look super comfortable on SF in the first game, and then Slark he's obviously very good at Slark, but the hero just couldn't do anything this game. And yeah, they really struggled outside of Hosakage. Do you think this was draft diff? Do you think this was execution? What do you think?
Sabotage diff.
Who's
going to tell him? Who's going to tell him
right now?
Who has to break the bad news that we got a 7k sub for you in the lower bracket round 1 because you couldn't make the game, and now we're eliminated.
We're eliminated. Shout out to Tiny this game, by the way, as well. Really, really well played.
Yeah, clear MVP. Click also putting in work on the side of BDC, trying to make everything he can happen to keep them in this. But 3 Lincolns being a bit too much. Thanks to both teams for playing. Thanks for Antti for observing. Thanks to Adam for co-casting.
Of course.
And thanks to all of you for watching, and Taylor for making it happen. There are more games scheduled. Join the Discord or check the Discord to keep up to date with those. And there is a LAN coming pretty soon, so hopefully I'll see some of you lovely people and won't see some of you lovely people there. Much love. See you shortly.